so with that, we're going to be getting back into our... Oh, right, because I keep naming the colony the family for this. Yeah, so this is technically, I guess, our 5th attempt on an Adam and Eve run. Geez, words are hard. We did do an Adam and Eve run that we got up to 27 pawns, not recently, but way back before Anomaly. We have been doing an unusual map here. This is the geological landforms, the Gorge River Source map. It's been a lot of fun. I haven't actually gotten a colony off the ground on this particular style map, because low-key, the big problem is food is a pain in the butt here. Like you can see, I got a tiny little pocket here. I can grow a little bit there. A tiny little pocket here. But when you're walking that far away from your base to get food, it's just kind of a loss. Almost all the animals chill by the entrance. Oh, hey. It looks like the bear took out the timber wolf. So, you know, I'll go and grab myself a free meal. Actually, where's the cougar at? Got to kill that cougar soon. Right, and Bortus was hurt from... Right, we had all the Muffalo, like, force their way in. Oh, actually, you know what? We don't need to go out there. So right now... Right now, let's keep them all restricted to the safe area. But yeah, so basically, for those who don't know what our Adam and Eve challenge, you haven't heard me explain this one yet. Basically, we started with these 2 pawns here. And that's our Adam and our Eve. Well, Eve and Adam, whichever. And the entire idea of this run is we are only allowed to grow our colony through people born into our colony. We are, you know, playing at a relatively high difficulty thing, so we're not playing at like 500% naked brutality or anything quite like that. I mean, it's weirdly like a naked brutality, but 2 people instead of 1. But I'm not playing at like 500% or anything that ridiculous. But we are playing, I believe it was Strive to Survive. This tile, when you're doing the geological landforms, you end up with a lot of these maps that in some ways will be easy, in some ways hard, like they'll be differently hard. This one, the challenge you've been running into is there's really no room for much in the way of trees and all that for wood. There's really not much room for growing food, so until we get Tunneler, we're going to be struggling on that food front. We've been almost exclusively eating meat because I have only half a year grow season, and we've had like herds of animals just rush our food the moment it's tall enough for them to eat. And a lot of them are the kind of animals that you attack and then bad things happen. So we've been trying to just make that work. We have got our first set of kids up and going. The 3rd one's on the way. That said, we do have wood finally stabilized. I've had to lean on the dryads as my source of wood and medicine. Which I haven't had to do that in a long time. But that'll give me a source of food and medicine and all that. We can get that going. Right, so we got the extra bed there. It makes me so happy to actually have literally any medicine at all. We're in like the beginning of our 3rd year. And I think in the entire time, I think I've had 3 or 4 of like the regular medicine, maybe 5 of the regular, I think 5 of the regular medicine, and maybe 6 of the tribal medicine is all the more we managed to get a hold of. But now we're getting 2 every other day or something like that. But yeah, so basically this is a slow burn run. It will pick up more and more and more as the run goes along, assuming we don't die. And a big part of that is when you start out with just the 2 people, you know, the one is working as best they can. The other one, because they're going, you know, between having kids and having to take care of the kids and everything else. Once the kids start happening, it's almost like you have half a pawn working your colony because both people are having to contribute so much to keeping the kids moving along that it's really a struggle. So that first beginning is almost in some ways worse than your typical naked brutality where you have just the 1 pawn and then the first recruit that shows up, now you have 2 pawns to work with. In this one, incest isn't so bad. Yeah, it is. It's also not a mechanic in RimWorld, so don't be weird, man. Like, literally, Literally, you got a mod to make that happen, and that is something I have no interest in modding. But yeah, so it's a thing that basically they're just gonna have tons of kids. The one time I did this and got the run off the ground before Anomaly came out, we got up to 27. New queue? No, we actually completely emptied the queue. Like, we had gotten all the names off the queue, so I'm just gonna keep the queue up. Because it's effectively an empty queue. Alright. And the kids are starting to clean up the area. Little by little, they're getting to be more and more capable. And so every time we get a kid just a little bit older, that's that much more of a burden off the parents. And once we manage to get... Usually it's around the time the first kid hits, like, becoming an adult. You've got enough people to distribute the workload between that it starts to really kind of stabilize and become a much easier run to keep going. We're definitely going to have to get into Tunneler for this to make food not an obnoxious thing. The other big problem we have here is, how are we going to get power? You look at the river and be like, cool, we'll just put the wind thing on, or the water wheel on it. I am using random research, no research, so I started with nothing, hence why I don't have a passive cooler, despite being effectively a tribal start. But I only get to use the water mill generator if we actually get that to randomly show up. And it is one of those things that, like, a lot of these areas I can't really fit it on, so I don't know how easily I'll be able to get that up if we do that. There's no geothermal on the map whatsoever, so that's not an option. It'll be hard to do something like the... I might genuinely actually use the wood burner, which I hate the idea of because it's very laborious. But with the dryad producing wood, I think that would be viable. Yeah, no, you're not wrong, Senshi Cookie. I know it was just a joke or whatever. But it's just kind of one of those things like, nope, just gonna get ahead of that and not make that a thing on the channel. Because I've long since learned a lot of those jokes if you just leave them going. Where's all the organ harvesting? That's not the way I play RimWorld. I've done that kind of play in the past, and not judging or anything like that. But generally speaking, if you're looking for a bunch of cannibalism, organ harvesting, all that kind of stuff, that's not usually the way I play. Is the bot frozen, maybe? Or is it typoed or something? Because that rule should still be in effect. If not, I'll check it after stream or whatever. I have a thing that it's not because of RimWorld. I mean, not directly. We had a thing that, like, I play a lot of RimWorld on the channel, and people memeing about cannibalism during it, that's fine. But it was a thing that, like, no matter what game I was playing, I was getting more and more and more cannibalism jokes. And it just got to a point where it's following me to, like, absolutely every game. And I'm like, I just don't want, like... The way I usually reference it, it's like, it's not that there's anything wrong with that humor. It's the problem of, like, if you have that friend in high school, and they told your mom joke once, and people laughed, and then they made that their entire personality for the next 20 years. Kinda how that feels. Where it's just like, I am so far past over this particular joke. Because again, in RimWorld context, or in Kenji context or whatever, it makes sense. It's a game mechanic. It's a thing that's there. When you're playing City Skylines and it's popping out, and you're playing Roller Coaster Tycoon and it's coming out, or not Roller Coaster Tycoon, Planet Coaster, but whatever. And it keeps coming back again and again and again. You're like, holy crap, man, please, get a new joke. I can't take it anymore. But yeah, so the way I went around it, it was, as you can see what the bot just did there, is someone post a message, like with a like a cannibal joke, and it just replaces it with a message from the bot being like, hey, you know, like the person basically did like a yo mama was a cannibal or whatever, and it will just substitute cannibal with taco. So it's like, oh, it's time for cannibalism. It'll respond, oh, it's time for tacoism. That's kind of a gentle being like, yo, you know, this could be a little bit tiresome, but also not in a way like, I don't want it to sound like I'm gonna time people out or ban people or anything like that. More of just the gentle being like, hey, let's make this fun. While also reducing that a bit. Man, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. You feel like you may or may not be able to eat tacos now? You're welcome. That's actually funny and based. Yeah, because there's always a juggle with that stuff. Because there's certainly stuff where like people pop in with, you know, grim humor that can get a little too far kind of thing that you do actually want to be like, hey, I need you to not. Like I need like, come on, Edgelord, I need you to take it down a notch. It's a little too grim, a little too dark. Like that happens certainly, and you do have to, you know, time people out if they don't listen. But it's one of those things that it's like, all right, this isn't really a thing I want to time people out for. Like, obviously, if people start, like, trying to work their way around it, where I've clearly made it so it's like, hey, I'm not looking for these kind of jokes that much, and so they, you know, they're deliberately misspelling it and all that to work around it, then we'd get to, like, timeouts if, you know, they didn't listen. But it's a fun little joking way to kind of curb that. There's not much I have in that kind of way that I have those types of things. It was just that one. It was I think it was City Skylines that we were playing, and it was just definitely that point where, it was just definitely that point with City Skylines. I can't remember if we got hit with a tsunami or what it was, but like a couple like cannibal jokes all came out, and it's just like I had already been very exhausted with it. I was like, you know what? I just don't want to deal with it. Because you also don't want to, like, people jump in your channel and, you know, people are coming and going at all times. That's just normal streaming things. Like, people get home from work, they'll tune into your stream, they have to leave for work, so leave your stream. So you don't be like, hey, you know, can we cool the joke? And then half an hour later, someone brings up another joke. They weren't there when you told them to be like, hey, can we cool it on this? So you don't want to just immediately, like, pop out and just be like, we warned you, half-hour timeout or something like that. I don't feel like dealing with prisoners. Yeah, sure, some things can be overdone, and sometimes you don't really want the community to associate with certain things. It is your community, and you should set your boundaries. Oh yeah, no, exactly. How do we even get to that joke for the tsunami in City Skylines? Never mind, don't get to it. Oh no, it's not like a troublesome thing like how you get in there. It's basically you have a whole lot of people who part of it is people knew I would get kind of tired of the cannibalism stuff, so they're kind of like poking, not realizing I was genuinely getting kind of frustrated with it. And then here's the thing about RimWorld as a category. Your all sense of humor is really, really bad. I say as I'm someone who's in this category a lot. And what I mean by that is you got 3 jokes, and you repeat them. And that's basically it. It always has to do with children, organ harvesting, and cannibalism. That's the whole thing. Or getting one pumped by a Lancer, which is fair, because they do that. Because screw Lancers. Your sense of humor is the best. Children? Yeah, they're children in RimWorld. So, anytime there's children involved, you'll hear the, like, the children yearn for the mines, and all that kind of stuff. Which, again, that's fine. I don't have anything that filters onto it, because that at least stays in the category for the most part, and isn't so over the top. But it was just the cannibal one. It was, like, everywhere. Associated with labor and a couple other things. Like, a lot of the ones with the children isn't too bad, because it's not as overdone. You blame Temple of Doom warped you as a child. I am curious. Temple of Doom warped you as a child. I assume we're talking like Indiana Jones Temple of Doom. Granted, there's multiple, which is the reason I'm prefacing that. Oh yeah, and our Eve here lost her arm. Unfortunately, Yekin showed up with a knife and just one-shot the arm off. Did you start in a cave, by the way? So we started, this is a map called a Water Source Gorge. It's from Geological Landforms, and then we started carving into the mountain. Alright, so we're being attacked immediately. It is a Neanderthal with fairly low melee, and a hurt arm. So I'm going to probably take this back here. Now, ultimately, we are going to make this a defensive position and all that. We're still dealing with string between stick. Oh, it has both those issues? Oh, yeah. I don't remember much about it. Like, I enjoyed the movie, but I saw that how many years ago? The single Lancer screeching towards your location in the dome is the most important colonist with Cataphract. Like, that one's frustrating. At least you can accept that, you know, yeah, it is a Lancer. They are a very dangerous enemy. But at the same time, when you have the one where it's like the person with one shooting and a little bow, and you've got Cataphract, and it's still like brained, and you're like, what do you want me to do, game? I was behind cover. I have, you know, about the best armor I can make happen. They have one of the worst ranged weapons in the game. Like, literally, there's nothing more other than not engaging the fight at all, which is usually not an option. This is RimWorld. Why you gotta bully the met? I've practically killed you. Alright, so we'll have that pop into its healing pop. You know what? Yeah, so you'll bandage it up. Because your jaw's shattered, but I don't think it matters for a Dryad. Oh yeah, no, Yetkins are rough. That's the furry ones. It's not like their tankiness is one thing. It's the fact that they can move pretty quick, and if you get into melee with them, they can do a number. And even worse, if they go in, they pop in the towel and they take go juice, and you're like, oh no. It's a bunch of Yetkin melee, you know, doped up on go juice. No. You drop like 10 shots into the thing, you're like, how is it still coming after me? Yeah, I would say, out of the things that have killed my colony, like straight up combat, not counting all stuff like really bad timed plague or malaria or whatever, Impids are pretty high up there. They're one of those ones that as long as you've got things well handled, they're not that big a deal. But if they manage to break through enough that they could spit fire across your line and you're not prepared for it, you just watch your people scatter and just the whole thing comes apart. Neanderthals have definitely got me a couple of times. They can be rough because of how ridiculously tanky. Most of the time, because of just how I design my bases, I can kind of do the thing where we fight them, they start to close their ground, I back off. They don't have particularly great movement speed, so you can kind of keep ahead of them. So, you know, I can do those things right back up to the next corridor, right back to the next corridor. That usually I get forced to eventually stop and just hold the line. But by then you've whittled them down enough, it's not that big a deal. But yeah, the Impids have gotten me plenty of times. I've lost a lot of people to Impids. It's just that whole thing. Like, again, assuming we have our defensive line here, and you got your chain shotguns, things are going well, and one Impid just gets lucky where it just cuts just enough over that your people stop aiming and they, you know, the next one starts up and they just get up here and they just spit fire like right across that section, and suddenly all of your people scatter in all directions. and you're just trying to rally your people back into any type of position as they're just getting picked off. The good news is impids don't take much damage. So usually if you have like a good amount of firepower and you have a bottleneck, you can just shred them. It's just the one that gets under your guns and drops a bad fire breath. There's a reason why a lot of times I'll put like a fire foam popper around here. Do sanguiphage exist in your game? You can have a sanguiphage attack, but there's only like 2-3 events that bring sanguiphage to your colony. And I believe all of those you kind of have to opt into. They don't just happen on their own. Please eat something. Oh, right. I know what's going on. Assign, manage food policy, lavish. You may eat the packaged meals now. Alright, so we're gonna need to actually hunt up here. I don't love that there's some pretty dangerous animals. Where's that cougar at now? So cougar's down here. I think we go out of our way and we murder the hell out of the cougar. Where'd the bear? So the bear's still up there. And the reason I'm thinking that is I am anticipating if I don't take the fight to the cougar, whenever the worst possible moment is, that cougar's totally gonna roll in on us. Please stop shooting past your mother. All right. Okay, well, let's let you eat real fast. Let's grab everyone. There's the cougar. Meanwhile, we are going to unrestrict you. What are we missing? We're missing someone. Oh, they're stacked. Okay, that's fine. So get you two back here. Alright, only a minor movement speed penalty, so it's not good enough to keep it from running us down. But it's sorted. And with that, now we can hunt pretty freely. The bear's still around, but it's up here with a bunch of other things, so chances of us hunting anyone is pretty low. So Fortis is allowed to hunt wherever they feel like. Conrad is also set to hunt, but they're restricted to stay back here, so just stuff that gets into the garden and all that. So Conrad basically chases the animals away as we slowly grind up that shooting skill for them. Okay. Because we need to get the food back in line. Well, we can't do that one. So for the rules of this run is I can only have colonists that are born into the colony. The only exception is if we are no longer able to have kids in the colony at all. So like one of the parents dies. Or otherwise can't have kids. Only then am I allowed to bring in a single additional person just to replace them. The last time I did this, I never did end up needing to do that. It's just because otherwise the run is bricked at that point. The challenge would be done or whatever. And Jokala with their 30 stream streak, thank you so much for that. I really do appreciate it. I do hope you've been enjoying the stream. All right, so it is starting to get cold enough that getting food is going to be a little bit trickier. Because running all the way out here to hunt is going to expose us to a lot of cold. But that is what it is. Last winter we had a rough time. I almost never used cannibalism, but we had a run that was well along its way, and I was like, alright, And we did end up eating just 2 people that we had. Like, we didn't go out of our way. They were a raider that had died, and we're like, well, they're right here. There's literally no animals to hunt. It's the middle of winter. There's no crops. Like, I physically have no way of getting food other than this. Oh, yeah. No, but even normally in my runs, I'll still just try and ride it out to see if we get lucky and get a trade caravan or anything. Which I understand is not, like, the optimal strategy, and I don't care, actually. Okay, so what we're going to need to do is go to Vortis, and we're going to need to reduce the plant cut. Because I need you to hunt. People are actively starving. And it is a problem. Let's take... Oh man, there's not many. Let's take the small animals off of there for right now. So you go after the gazelle to at least get a little bit of food. What difficulty are you playing on? It's Strive to Survive. Generally, because I do like lots of weird challenges, I tend to do that versus doing like 500% naked brutality or anything like that. I used to do like losing is fun 500% before streaming. I just kind of found I started making more and more of my bases feel very samey, because you know, when you're playing on the really high difficulties, you kind of do have to be a little bit more min-maxy, a little bit more, you know, being very careful to get the most out of everything and yada yada. And I have found over the years that ends up like really limiting your play style a lot. And you'll have people like, no, that's not true. You don't need to make a kill box. You're not wrong, but then you're gonna cheese pathing, or you're gonna cheese kiting, or there's gonna be something you do to abuse the AI to get ahead of it. You're not just gonna walk up to a wall, have a little bit of cover, and just stand up and shoot, because you'll just die. Because they'll have the number and the firepower advantage, and they'll just wreck you. So I like Strive to Survive. I find it to be a nice balance where you can't ignore difficulty stuff, difficulty things. RimWorld, honestly, even at the lower difficulties, if you're not going all the way down to like peaceful or whatever, RimWorld will still catch you by surprise. Like I've seen players who do a lot of like really sweaty try-hard stuff, and they'll be like, I'm gonna have a nice relaxing run where I don't have to worry about this. Let me just bring down my settings to like community builder, and then they take a loss and like, what? And it's just, even at the lower ones, it'll still get you. Because sure, the scaling for those who don't know like the difference between the difficulties, a lot of that has to do with the scaling of the encounters you get, like the speed you get your points, the maximum points it can be for the raid and all that to spend or whatever on how determining your threat. But you can still get caught by like, oh, well, it's gonna be a drop pod raid in the wrong place. Kill boxes are for the weak. Use this 20-step guide to breaking you found on Reddit. Oh man, that was you'd have people who'd poo-poo kill boxes so hard, and you're like, okay, well, what's your defense? Oh, well, instead of a kill box, I have this long hallway of barricades and traps, and you kind of stare at me like, and you're complaining about the kill box? It's like, man, these are both just as cheesy as each other. I'm not judging you for doing it. I'm judging you for judging me. Alright. So pretty soon we're killing the bear. Look, you went that far. Hunt the gazelle. Alright, so for right now, don't worry about those small ones. You'll deal with that tonight, and then in the morning we're gonna take the whole group and we're gonna kill the grizzly bear. What are you gonna put in your defenses? So the setup I've got here is designed around chain shotguns. And actually, I think the size is not right. And normally I don't have the entrance like this. This is actually unusual for me. But my plan is to go with chain shotguns here. And then the other thing I'm considering is I want to see if I can make like a little opening out here to vent heat. And then use a incinerator. Because I found a thing that's an interesting phenomenon how enemies react to being on fire that I believe I can very horrifically abuse. And I don't normally do that, and so I kind of want to do that as a one-off weird thing for this colony. And so what the plan is to get the incinerator, which is a flamethrower. And the reason I need the opening here is to dump heat out so this room doesn't superheat and kill my own people. But then the idea is we just aim at the wall back here and just have the incinerator going back and forth constantly. But what'll happen is the enemies will walk in, they'll get here, they'll catch fire, and they'll go, oh, I need to put myself out where the water is, so they'll path back through this area, go put themselves out, and then they'll walk back in, and then they'll catch fire, and then they'll walk back out, and then they'll put themselves out, and then they'll walk back in. You get where this is going. Because if you don't have the water nearby, what they will do instead is when they catch fire, they'll just kind of scatter everywhere and sometimes run right past your line into your ranged, which screws up everything. But yeah, by having water nearby, they will try to go to the water to put themselves out. It won't work against the mechs or whatever, so it's going to be mostly a chain shotgun defense. But I do want to see how badly I can abuse that against like regular pawns. Because that's one that even if someone's wearing like cataphract armor or whatever, if they still catch fire, it doesn't matter. Because now you're abusing their pathing because they naturally want to run. Oh, okay. Do you have food poisoning? Is that what's going on? It's what it is. I have to get more food. That's not great. We're not doing that. We're waiting till that food poisoning's gone. That food poisoning 100% will get them killed. Because it's one, it's going to really penalize their ability to actually fight the bear. And then if I have to do like a rolling retreat to kill the bear, like if I don't have a good hit to take it down quick, and I have to kite it, having that, what is it, like 50% move speed penalty? Yeah. They're like 43% move speed right now. They're just going to die. I'm guessing you're against traps? I don't normally use traps that much. I am planning on using traps in this base. But generally speaking, I typically don't use traps. This base is intended to be a little bit of an outlier where I'm going to abuse some mechanics. Because doing this Adam and Eve challenge, the thing that actually makes it the hardest is, one, just getting the startup, because it's like Naked Brutality, but it's a slower start, which sounds weird having two people and saying it's slower. But the reason it is slower is just the fact that you can't accept new colonists popping in from various events. You have to raise the kids and wait for them to become adults. So that really drags it out. And then on top of that, the time you lose... What are you hunting? Oh yeah, don't do that. Alright, so you're back up and ready. Let's get you going. Yeah, no, we'll definitely go for traps later on, as I have the materials and resources to do it. Did you stop? Would you stop, you stupid bear? Okay, so we got a solid hit to slow you down. You have full movement speed. Nicely done. Alright, so with that, we got a bunch of alpaca. So go back to setting all of them but you two to hunt. And that should give us some food for a couple of days. Yeah, no, the bear is like, I kept positioning so that the bear would come around so I could attack it. I kept like pacing back and forth so I couldn't get a shot at it. It's like, really? I mean, I'll probably make stone traps later, even though they really aren't the best. But part of the reason I'll do it is I got stone. It's going to be a thing. I'm going to be very wasteful on the stone. Because you can't waste something that you need to get rid of because you got an overabundance. Because the stone's going to keep piling up here. We do actually have stone cutting, but the problem is they're the only ones who can craft, and we don't have the availability yet to really have it work on anything else. Wait, what was that saying? Oh, so we have to do animal sacrifices. I totally forgot that's a thing that can be on your list of stuff. Yeah, it's gonna be a rough winter. Because I do think... Oh no, actually for Donkey Duff, you'll probably have your kid right as the winter's wrapping up. Let's see, why do you see the entrance to this valley being landmined with traps in the future? Probably not, because I'm probably not going to take... Generally speaking, as the run gets on, I'm probably going nowhere near this part of the map. Like, this whole part of the map, I'll probably stop going up to at all, just because of the risk of going up here and having a raid pop in with, like, 20 people right when you're standing right there. So later on, once we're stabilized, we're going to probably stay mostly, honestly, probably from, like, here and only into the mine is about as far out as we'll need to go. Just enough to get this going until we get, like, hydroponics or something. Okay. So once we manage to get someone available to do some research and we get electricity, I do think I am going to try to use the wood burner. I think for what we've got set up here, that actually might not be a terrible choice. It's one of my least favorite types of power because the sheer amount of hauling you have to do to keep it running for the amount of power you get. It's 1,000. I think it's 1,000 watts. You know, versus they have to run back and forth. It's like every 2 days or something like that. Which doesn't sound that bad, but it does add up a lot. Of just all that time running back and forth. Tox generators? I mean, those wouldn't be the worst thing. My intention is, once we get our, you know, couple of people stabilized and feeling a little bit more comfortable, I'm probably going to poke the anomaly thing to turn it on. And then use the anomaly research to get the bioferrite generators, because those are really strong. But that'll be a while till we get there. Plus, then we have the fun thing of locking all the scary things in the basement. Yeah, and when I've been doing anomaly runs, there's a lot of times I've rushed the bioferrite generators, because those things are amazing. And especially if you get a handful of revenants locked away, revenants are my favorite ones to keep. Because if they break out, once you get to the point of having a couple like chain shotguns or assault rifles and a couple of flares, like you can catch a revenant before it can even get out of the room that you've got your stuff held in. You just knock them down in seconds. And even if they show up during a raid, it's not the greatest, but the odds of like having them come after you while the fighting is going down is pretty low. That is one of those ones, if I'm doing like the shift to the stars, or not shift to the stars, if I'm launching the ship or something, I'll go and I'll destroy the Revenants at that point. Because that's a long enough an encounter that can be a real problem. Like when you're doing your roll credits thing. I'll kill anything dangerous I'm storing at that stage. But normally it's just not a worry. Yeah, no, I also like Revenants because if they get released, no problem. The moment they get the breakdown that they're going for it, you just get your entire group to just hold at the door. The Revenant opens the door and immediately gets slapped in the face with the flare. And then just gets chain shotgunned into the dirt. You know, if it breaks out, yeah, sometimes you can't quite get to the door in time because, you know, it starts moving immediately. But so you're sad you lost your 55 stream streak, but mental health is gonna be mental health. We go again. Absolutely, Angie. Plus, I mean, let's be honest, a lot of times it bugs out on Twitch's end anyways, so don't get too attached to it because you can be here every day and still not get credit for it. So, it's not one of those ones to sweat. You know, it's cool to get big number bigger, but it's not worth losing sleep over. Yeah, so Vortis will have to come back down here to maintain that soon. I will say that, those medicine dryads, I haven't used one of those since, like, Ideology first came out. They, if you're gonna go up there, actually hunt, please. I said, if you're gonna go up there, actually hunt. I mean, that one, it left the map, so that's not really your fault, I guess. Okay. Alright, so we're running out of animals already. We're only about not even halfway through winter, because winter isn't just Decemberary for us. We have a pretty long winter on this map. We have about half the year as a grow season. Mechanator later. That could be fun later on, maybe. I don't have any immediate plans to do Mechanator, and plus without electricity it doesn't go very well. But yeah. No, I definitely like holding on to Revenants. The one I like holding on to the least is Devourers. Unless I shatter its spine or something so it's immobilized. Devourers are ones like, oh, there's a lot of resources you get from keeping this in the base. It's like, nah, man. My luck is someone's gonna walk in that room to sweep and just get gobbled. And by the time I can get someone there, it'll be just too late. I'll usually only keep them if it's something like, again, like shattered spine or... You know, they got a really bad brain hit that they can't get up anymore, that kind of thing. Alright, so we have moved up to 2 enemies. So this one over here is going to do some pretty solid damage. So we're going to want to keep you here. Get the kids in the back. I know it wasn't attacking immediately. So I finally moved up to the point where we're getting ever so slightly higher rates. I am noticing our raids are attacking my dryads, and I can absolutely live with that. Because it means they rush in, and I can just pick at them while they get stuck on the dryads. Let's see, you hate the bulb freaks? Tons of fire, easy to contain, and tox gassed if they break loose. I haven't tried to keep them. Yeah, you go, little dryad. You tank it. You are expendable. Hey, look, you're even spitting out medicine as you're being stabbed in the face. Would you down at least one of them? That's not great. Please kill him. Please kill him now. Oh, he was going for the kids. Alright, so you didn't lose another limb, so that's the good news. You got pretty roughed up, though. Oh, you got up on your own. Alright, a warg is not a good time for us. Yeah, so they did kill one of our dryads. That's not amazing. On the plus side, you didn't get a bleeding hit, you just got bruised. You all, Our E was down to a singular hit point on their torso. That is real close to a dead colonist right there. So, Donkey Duff's gonna be spending a little time in bed. Would you calm down? It's not even like actually dangerous thing there. That could have been bad. That was the reason I was like, I need you to get this done. That was the reason I was worried about it, was the other one in the back that we took down first. I should have focus fired them, but the one that we took down first had very low melee and was melee, but this one here was 7 melee. And it's not a ridiculous amount, but that's definitely the point where you start being like, alright, I gotta be careful about this one. Even low melee can be dangerous, it's just the dice rolls. Oh my god, please don't lose to a rabbit. Thank you. Get in there. Drop that off. Right, you are incapable of manipulation right now because of all your injuries. And no one else could doctor, so self-tend. That's just what you're gonna do today. So the real problem we're gonna run into is both of the adults are hurt. Hypothermia on you. Get the heck in here. And you lost a toe for no reason at all. Cool, man. Oh, hey. Get out of bed. Alright, well. So Doppelganger lost a toe to hypothermia, or frostbite. Because I know there's mods for it. I wish the pawns were smart enough when it's like, I have this area that's dangerous, like I'm actively dying in it, it's cold or hot. And I have this area that's not that, and they can draw on the floor or whatever, that they'll do it there. Or at least with the hypothermia thing, that you can sit there and say, hey, once you get to shivering, like 10%, get out. And again, there's mods that do that, but man, I don't want to deal with mods. It's one of those things like the fact that you get the hypothermia warning, and by the time you get it, it's usually too late to get them back without, you know, potentially getting damage. Not that you necessarily lose a toe, but, you know, you get the risk of it. Alright, so this might end up being another really rough winter for us. Take a while for you to heal up. I'm gonna need you to get inside. You're gonna be back to serious and lose another toe or something. And almost all the animals are dead except the warg, the one and only dangerous animal. Do you still get human meat? Yes, so to be clear, all of the humanoid things in the game, whether they're Yatkin, Neanderthal, Baseliner, all of them, they're all considered human. They're considered different xenotypes of human. Where are you going? Don't worry about that. Eat the food so you don't starve to death. Because if you starve to death, that's exactly why you need to do that. Alright, well, it's going to be a while till we have another kid, because unfortunately we lost it because of starvation. Because they, instead of eating, opted to run outside to bandage up bruises. Which it's interesting that Vortis didn't do that earlier on. That sucks. So you're going to have a pretty bad mood penalty. That sucks, because that's going to delay a while for us getting to our colony. Colonist needs rescue? Why now? Oh, because food poisoning. So food's going to be a real problem. This may be another grim year. Yep, it's gonna be another grim year. Because the pig lore always was odd considering they aren't canonically human, but in-game they are. I'll admit when it comes to like the background lore, like official lore for RimWorld, I have no idea. I know there's tons of unofficial lore out there, and it gets very blended a lot of times. But I honestly don't know. It's those things I usually don't tend to focus much on.
Hello there.
Get your bow back. You need to keep recovering. Okay, I need you to actually commit to that hunt. That is a tiresome issue of running all the way up there and then going, wait, never mind. Okay. So we are going to need to hunt for that warg to get enough meat. But I need to wait till Donkey Duff is at least in a bit better shape. Yeah, well, again, the thing I gotta worry about with Donkey Duff right now is Donkey Duff barely can move. She did just about die in that last raid. That Yakin got on her and slapped her twice with a club. So I don't really have all members available. We also probably want that fog to break if at all possible. But yeah, no, I want to get rid of the warg pretty soon. Because the squirrels aren't really worth a whole lot. We're definitely getting nothing out of here. Okay, you're getting there. Honestly, she'll probably be ready to go here in just a little bit. Her torso's still really badly injured, but she's losing most of her moving speed penalty, and that's the big one. The hand being hurt. Make a new one? Yeah. You think you saw me playing a different game? Yeah, no, I switch games pretty often. We did Haven Dock for a little while, and we did Outworld Station for a little while. Enjoyed both games. Outworld Station is still pretty early access. It's got some pretty solid starting point, but, you know, early access gonna early access. Let's see. Burn Apparel, do forever if it is tainted. Burn Apparel, do forever if it is below 90% and it's armor, not armor utility. Is there farmland at the fork of the river? There is, but right now it's winter, so I can't do anything with it. And that far away from the colony, I'm going to spend all the time running back and forth to put down 2 or 3 pieces to run the whole way back. It's really hard to utilize farmland that isn't nearby where you're at. Okay. So all things considered, you're about as good a shape as you're going to get. Let's get everyone heading this way. Get the warg tagged for hunting. See if we can't get... Oh, you're gonna get hypothermia, aren't you? Look, I need you to be quick about this, cause mom's getting upsetty. Quit inching away from me. Nicely done, team. Okay, you're already hauling it. Cool. Yeah, so they're all getting upset because they're ravenously hungry and they had to eat people. So they're not doing so good. Sad Wander and Doppel, that's fine. There's still a little bit of food, so that's whatever. That was a really short Sad Wander. I get on board with that. Okay. It'll be really nice. If we get to a point of Tunneler, then it's one of those things that the food becomes super easy. But that requires us to be able to do our rituals and all that, and that's not happening very fast. Okay. Alright, well, the good news is I've got more meat available. So once Bortus does that, we're gonna go hunt a bear. The game is like the only food you're gonna get to eat is the danger food. But considering how little that'll get from that squirrel, that bear will be a big boon. That said, the good news is we're getting pretty close to the end of winter. So just gotta hold out a little longer. Neither of you worrying about hypothermia yet. Cool. Movement speed has a decent number of penalties. Finish it. Okay. Alright, because that's the last animal on the tile. So that's going to have to last us a little while. We should be able to get 3-ish days out of that, I would guess. And everyone's dealing with tattered apparel. Because we have no one really crafting right now. That's been the downside of the Dryads. The downside of the Dryads is basically they've kept our people busy pretty much constantly. But it gave us a source of wood to make it so we could at least keep cooking and keep the lights on, the heat on. So all things considered, it could certainly be worse. So good news, a lot of these mood penalties are going to start dropping off soon. Alright. That very impressive rec room and all that is doing work for us. Donkey Duff is having a new kid. It's fine. We'll let you start pruning that tree again. There's nothing else for you to hunt. We want to keep our dryads around. All right. And there is nothing left on the map for me to do any... Oh, take that back. There is a squirrel. Singular squirrel. The temperature outside is starting to get above freezing. So soon we'll start being able to plant again. And how are you doing on your plants? Because the good news is doing the dryad thing will slowly climb the slowly bring the plant skill up to make it easier for them to do the dryad pruning thing in the future. What I need is a trade caravan to roll in, either with food, ideally with something like a bionic arm for Donkey Duff. Now, granted, installing it's going to be harrowing. I don't have a good doctor, but if we can get a bionic arm installed, that'll go a long way for just picking up the pace on everything. A squirrel has self... Oh, good. I don't even have to hunt it. It's just going to come straight to me. Where are you going? Oh, it's found, like, the one spot of plants on the map. Snow hare sitting. We'll keep that in mind. Snow hares aren't exactly good food, but, you know, if perchance no other food does show up and we start getting sketch, I can get 2 snow hares delivered. Also to make sure we killed it before it, That's a real easy quest. So it's an easy quest if you have food. Because the big question here is, what is the snow hare gonna eat? How long do you have to keep? Yeah, 17 days. But like I said, if no other food shows up, you know, you can get rabbit delivered to your door. Yep, exactly. If nothing else comes in, we could DoorDash ourselves like two meals worth of rabbit. Not 2 full sets of meals, like literally 2 people having themselves a nibble. All right. Eventually, it might even be worth it for us to switch one of those over, but we'll see. Just need some. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. We're almost through winter. We've only got a single-digit number of days left. The temperature is staying a little above freezing, so pretty soon they'll start trying to sow the field again. And yeah, we still have to wait, what is it, 4 days or whatever for rice to grow, realistically like 5 or 6 when you consider the slower growing because temperature penalty and all that. But once we start getting the grass and all that starting to grow in, the animals will start also coming back. Now, if you ran up... Oh. If you ran up that far, finish it. Don't run 90% of the map. Don't you leave. Don't run 90% of the map and then immediately just be like, never mind. Heart's not in it. Need some taters to the stew? Yep. But yeah, so right now I've got the rice and I got the potatoes. And this is like basically our whole grower. What? Fiber corn? It's just these few tiles up here. And the reason those got set was up here I was going to make that into a grow zone. And it was just one of those things like, you know what, never mind. Because they really shouldn't have the... Okay, so close to enter. So many times you've sent incomplete messages. Yep. Alright, so you got an eclipse. I don't care. That would hurt us in our grow season, but we're not there yet. How is your cooking coming along anyways? Honestly, coming along pretty well. We let Vortis start helping out with the butchering just because... Oh, there we go, chat. It's happening. It's happening. Realistically, a bunch of those are going to die from the cold still. But we are starting to get the crops planted. So it's going to ride out a little bit longer. I've only got about one more day worth of actual meals, and I think the turkey, with only 11% of its body parts missing, will probably be enough for 4 more meals. It's kind of on that fence. Maybe not. Either way. Maybe not. I have so much leather. That's going to be a big thing, is I'm going to need to find a way to get ourselves some more time for crafting. And just waiting for our children to grow up is not necessarily the best approach. It is what it is. But yeah, so they're pretty, because it's growth tier 8. Wasn't corn a thought? No, corn would be really bad on this map. Because our grow season is only half of the year, I could technically, if I rush the corn, plant it and harvest it at like 60-something%. But I'd only get partial credit for it, not the full thing. If I try to grow it for the whole season, it will literally freeze before we have a chance to harvest it and die. Because like if we look at the corn plant, it is... Where are you at? The grow time is 11.3 days. Now, one of the catches you have to have with that is anything that penalizes your growth speed will add to that. We are going to be dealing with temperatures penalizing it, quite a bit of its grow time, and 15 days is a season, so you get the idea. It is possible if we like really rushed it, had like everyone planted immediately, that maybe I could scooch a harvest out of it. But that is unfortunately not realistic, I don't think. The potatoes will be a better choice. Rice to get it off the ground, potatoes to give us more nutrition. I mean, ultimately what we want to do is get nutrient fungus going inside our cave, because at that point I could keep growing through the winter and everything. All right, go get that hair. That's a little bit more to nibble on. And the rat and all that. It is those ones to consider. Do I switch the the medicine dryad over to berries. It wouldn't be very good food. Like, it's 40 per 2 days. And I think basically one pawn, it's about enough, I believe, to sustain one pawn. And so we got both dryads up, maybe 2 pawns, which is certainly not nothing. It does mitigate the loss of stuff, which is why I'd consider it. You know, versus all that herbal medicine. If we get a bulk trade caravan rolling in here, we'll be in pretty good shape. Because a good chance I'll be able to trade some of that medicine. I am sitting on a pretty good amount of money. We don't have anyone to send it to. I haven't checked. How close are we to our neighbors? I don't think we were close. Come on, you can do it. Because I'm genuinely curious, like, okay, not right now because it'd freeze to death. I mean, so we got the Exodus Empire. They won't trade with us for a while. The next closest would be Plenty Rock. That's not bad. Yeah, so I actually have a couple of neighbors. The big problem is if we look at our caravan getting up here. You know, it's half a season trek. Almost the better part of a season there and back. Send the kids to the store. Oh, no, man. They would immediately get attacked and that'd be it. Please stop doing that and go eat before the food's gone. It's just, the thing is they start pruning it, and because she's missing an arm, she's moving so slow on it that she is actively starving by the time she finally stops. But I really need those dryads. Rewards for warfare. You would send 2 Yetkin drifters, and you're willing to give me 11 Glitter World. Or a book that also gives intellectual, which, honestly, neither of those are a bad call. Spring has officially begun. We do have another warg. We're gonna have to do that now because we're out of food. So stop what you're doing. Run up here. I'm gonna murder the hell out of a warg. Pick up the pace, please. I know, major risk. You're actively starving. You're pretty upset spaghetti about it. I can understand and respect that. Opening volley, every shot missed. Okay, come on, be a good... Not good slowdown hits. Move. Okay, thank you for getting that taken care of. Alright. So that'll get us some food, so hopefully we don't have to worry too much. So you're tired, you're ravenously hungry, you've got a million mood penalties. Please get back and eat something before you lose your mind. I know, you're starving. Nope, don't do that. Immediately butcher it. So that way you can eat before you go to bed. Okay. Alright, that should be fine. Because by the time they wake up, they should do there. Recreation deprived because you're busy trying to maintain trees. Alright, so the pro and the con here is if I accept this, those Yadkin have been the ones that have caused us all the worst problems. They're legitimately dangerous in melee. And we don't really have a lot of damage to knock them down fast. That said, 11 Glitter World is something we should go for. That'll potentially save a colonist from an infection, probably a couple infections and all that. That's worth it. The book for intellectual is also not the worst. The hair sitting, again, if food gets really desperate, we could do the hair sitting for just like a little snack. But we do have these in the ground. They are not growing very fast. It is still pretty cold outside. But at least they're making progress now. So we aren't just sitting here starving to death. Well, we are, but at least At least food is coming. The other possibility of the Yetkin is when we fight them, sometimes they will drop food. Transport pod crash. Patrick. I am going to just leave him alone. Actually, how are your clothes? I am going to have you liberate them of their clothing. Did you not do it? Whatever. Go get your food. Try doing that again. I wonder if maybe they tried to stand up for just a second or something? Okay. We will be taking another mood penalty, I think. Just trying to watch to see that you don't get hypothermia. Okay, you'll be down in just a minute. And you need food now. We're gonna lose another kid, which is not gonna help us. You're starving. Get it now before you lose your kid. I don't know what the cutoff is, but I want to find out. Alright. So we're fine for a moment. Cool, we've got a hare and a mega sloth. A mega sloth, even with the whole team, is a pretty sketchy choice. You're actually sowing the area? Wait, did you get... Oh, you actually got that tree fully set up, so haul that. Man, hitting a mega sloth is a real dangerous one. If we have to, we have to. But the problem is the mega sloth actually has armor. So if we look at the mega sloth stats here, it actually does have defensive stats. Where are you at? Yes, it's got a pretty high revenge chance. Am I misremembering? I know the Thrumbo does. I thought you do as well. Yeah, but you move at 4.8 movement speed versus this is our fast runner, who is exactly the same speed. But if you look at anyone else, they're slower. So I would absolutely need to have a solid hit or two to slow them down. You know, I think the Dryad. I want to say the Dryads give you almost no food. I want to say that was the thing, if I remember correctly. Alright, so this is a dangerous one. Mega Sloth is a really dangerous one. So what we're hoping here is that we can get a hit to a leg or the spine or something like that, that we get a massive movement speed penalty. We are going to just try and open up. Are you slowed? I gotta watch you. Because they gotta drop their speed down below 3 point. Yeah, no, I talked about potentially that we should have gotten the berry makers probably. Okay, was it a good hit? That is some penalty to their movement speed. Never mind. It took one hit and said, "Nah, fam, I'm out." All right, so no Mega Sloth on the menu. I poked it and it said no. It didn't like where this was going. Yeah, no, the berry maker I needed to switch over a while ago. The problem is I need the berries, I need the medicine, I need the wood. So it's kind of one of those things, no matter what I have with the two trees, something's getting left out. And we just opted to make it the food, and it has been a problem. So quest. Hey, I'm really hungry. I hear you've got some nice hairs on the menu. So we're about to take a pretty significant reputation hit here. Because we accepted a quest and we're going to immediately eat the things that, you know, we promised we were going to guard. Please actually do the things we need doing. I only lost 5 for that? It was 6, I guess? Heck, I was actually expected to lose like 20 or so. That's not even that bad. Alright, so we're gonna have to keep this things going. We're gonna select the glitter. Everyone's restricted to zone 1 for right now. Because we're gonna hope that raid shows up and we can make that happen because, you know, times are getting pretty desperate. Let's see if the Dryads got any meat on them. I vaguely remember they're not particularly good. But the tiniest bit of food is better than no food. In the meantime, we're going to switch you over, because all your Dryads are dead, to being a berry maker for now. Yeah, it gave 2 units of Dryad meat. You're right, I could have just checked. Either way, it's going to do it. But yeah, so you look at it, and the meat amount, 4 for an adult Dryad, which is absolutely nothing. We're not doing that one. How long did you say it was going to be before you showed up? They'll arrive in 1.5 days. I shouldn't have accepted that. It's not going to do one thing one way or the other. That's cool. There's a farming workplace nearby. But unless it's like right here, it's too little too late. Yeah, there's nothing left for me to eat. Like, everything is on the menu and there's nothing there to eat. Yeah, no, I should have switched over to the berries way sooner. So we'll see. We're probably going to lose this kid as well, unfortunately. And we've got the reward for warfare. You have to manage to go another half day before the attack. And then we can try and, you know, make that happen. I should have accepted that sooner. There's a very good chance we're gonna have some mood breaks and or potentially have people start getting violent before that happens. I just drug it out too long. We're not dead yet, but things are not looking great. Can you caravan? No. Oh, you mean like to caravan for... Yeah, there goes the kid. Caravan to see what we can make happen here. I don't think we can get enough from any of this. So there's berries there. I mean, the problem is, if I do caravan at this point with the raid coming, they're gonna thrash my base while I'm gone, too. What I'm hoping is we'll have something we can hunt show up on the tile real fast. Hey, Treacle. It's going pretty good. We are actually in really bad shape. Everyone's now starving to death, and there's nothing... Oh, wait. Wait, drop everything. Food. Food has arrived. Danger food, but food nonetheless. Get over here. It won't be long before malnutrition starts killing people. Alright, so we do need to... Okay. Honestly... and for right now, get them all back. I was just trying to make sure we didn't have anyone go down first. So eating actual corpses is usually a real bad time. It's very inefficient. But with that, we've got food here. So start doing all that. And with that, everyone's able to eat again. So again, we unfortunately lost another potential kid, which is the big sad here. You're gonna have like stacking... Well, no, the other one dropped off already. Okay, so quests. There's the raid. So we got 2 Yatkin again. Oh man. So that's another one of the ones that's tough enough to be the kind that just utterly knocks my arms off and all that. But pretty unfortunately against some pretty strong melee Yatkins, which they have a tendency to. They do have the strong melee trait. Luckily, the one we're most worried about is in the lead, so I can hopefully knock them right out, right at the beginning. Please. Please actually hit it. Nicely done. Please don't shoot your own Dryad. Okay, so we got that. Meanwhile, go here for right now. Turn that back off. You don't have anything I want, right? You do have stuff we want. Get over here. Are you way faster than me? I think you are. And fortunately we didn't... Oh wait, this might work out. Get the hit. I think, yeah, you got 2 leg hits and a torso hit. Alright, well, you know what? That solves itself. All of you get back down over here. Let's get there real fast. Because the Manhunter pack is going to go ahead and tear them up. Thank you, rabbits. I appreciate it. Pods arrive with the glitter world. We'll deal with that in a minute. Transport pod. We're going to reject that because I'm not allowed to take outside colonists. Alright, yeah, let's play it safe. You two get here, you two back there. That way we bottleneck them. We've had some real bad luck in actually hitting things. This is one thing about holding at this spot I've been finding, is they do go out of sight for the most of the run-up. Rual's rabbit. Just dive bombing underneath me. Okay. And then you need to patch everyone up after you're done cooking that meal. That's not how any of that works. Please patch them up. Do you feel rude streaking when we lost some babies? Yet here we are, streaks respectfully. Thank you, Treacle, for the 7th streak. I do appreciate that. Yep, it is what it is. We've had 2 really rough winters. Just need to be able to get some actual vegetables like into storage. Something that lasts longer, but we just haven't been able to get there. And also the limits of how little our kids can do around here yet, because they're still aging up, does very much hold us back in a lot of things. Alright, chat, I'll be right back because I need to use the restroom real quick, so I'm going to do that, and I'll be back here in just a minute. Thank you again for tuning in. That's one of the things that irks me is, like, I do try and keep right, but, like, you know, there'll be someone going slow, and you'll start passing them, and it's just, no! Don't worry about it. I should have just taken the wrong turn. I misread my GPS, and that was the thing. Engine malfunction? I think that's the first time I've had that. For the record, I actually think that might be the hardest collision I've done in this game so far. Well, here comes the train. I don't think enough time to move, so... Back it up, 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 back it up. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, that's what you want. I want a stack of corn. Raw corn in the mouth. That's what I want. No judgment. Or maybe a little judgment. Don't hit. That's not good. Alright, you know what we're doing? We're gonna go with this is not our problem. We want no part of this. Alright, and we are back. Okay, so hopefully things settle down, because we are continuing to delay growing the colony more because of the unfortunate starvation issues. We haven't lost any of our colonists yet, so far as the actually has-been born colonists. That sounds dark. We have lost an arm, though, which is one of the things that's been hurting us so bad. Because of our 2 adults who can do all the stuff around the colony, one of them has only 50% manipulation. We also don't have the means to do much about that. I basically kind of have to wait for a trade caravan to go through and just hope for the best. Yeah, that's one of the plants that was there from last year. It's okay. We're going to get our rice very, very soon. And that'll help. We switch this over to Because we got a pretty good stockpile of wood for right now. Oh, you all messed up again? Ah, no, it's just bruises. It's fine. Yeah, so for right now, we switched it over to giving us food. Oh, grab the mess on your way back. They're doing that thing again where he walks all the way up here and then he turns his way back. I do wish there was a way to, again, without mods, that there would be like, yo, if you gone that far, like, wait until it's critical. Just... And that's a problem with this map, to be clear. A normal map, you don't have that issue where you have the slow walk speed the whole way up. So it's just a matter of how long it takes them to get up there. Is that the issue? Is like the big issue here. Alright, I'm gonna restrict you for now. Let's see. No, we'll let you get one more, and then we'll restrict you for a bit. We don't need to knock down the whole population. Just make a tunnel up there? That'd take forever. And it would still be a giant hike. Alright, so once you get back in here, we are going to put you back in restriction. And the reason for that is between those two deer, we should have enough meals for a good couple of days. And so with that, we should have enough time for all this rice to come and all that. So that we can get all these trees and all that sorted out, and maybe we can get back here and get some other work done. Make sure the one-armed person is digging the tunnel. I mean, to be fair, with what we got, that's probably who would have had to do it. Because the other one's the one bringing in the food right now. Alright, we'll hold this door open. Gonna start warming up outside so we won't really have a need to keep that all closed up. And we can use the same strategy where we've got food back here. The animals will want the food and come into our room to deal with it. The children crave the mines. Yep. I literally mentioned that's one of the jokes that's like the 3 jokes that we get in the RimWorld category. Like, not complaining about it. It's like, yep, there it is. Cannibalism, children, and organ harvesting stuff. That's the entire RimWorld category sense of humor. I'm teasing. Let's see, the tunnel from the edge of the map leading straight to your kitchen. A giant Raiders Not Welcome sign. Yup. Come on, man, be cool. I have wondered if you just straight up had the meteors just close off an area like this, because we had a meteor hit here and close that off. But if you had like a meteor like solidly block this so you had like natural barrier, I imagine they'd just get down here and then they just start chipping through the wall, whatever the most direct line or shortest path would be. But I have never had that opportunity where they could truly not reach you. Alright, so we got the dryads happening. That's good news. That's why Minecraft's such a hit. Children yearn for the mines. Counter argument, even as adults of Minecraft came out, it was still a hit. Minecraft's a hit because it's basically digital Lego. It scratches all the itches that Lego does other than the tactile feel. And it doesn't cost you, you know, $120 per kit. You buy it once and you're settled. Oh, Vortis is pruning the tree, that's fine. I was like, wait, Vortis is doing plants? What? Oh, right, they're prudent. It's fine. Okay. Yeah, the downside is our crafting has completely stopped since the Dryad showed up. We've been using those to keep us alive, but there's been no availability. Your next age up, is that 10 that you age up next? Yes. So you're getting there. You're probably not going to be as high a growth tier as we were on the last one. You're definitely going to hit 6, probably 7. And you age up at 7. Same kind of deal. I think we're going to be sitting around that same ballpark of like maybe a 7 out of the 8 that you can get. Which means they'll miss out on a passion and not have as many trait choices, but that's fine. Okay, so we're going to go and change one thing here, which we're just going to tell them you are literally trying for babies now. Right now I've been letting it just happen, but now we're going to be like, hey, be aggressive about it. This is the prime time for baby time, because that means the baby is born before winter shows back up. Or rather, we will still have stable food when you show up. Okay, so you need 15 points, and at 3, that's going to be about 5 days. It's okay, missing a limb builds character. Yeah, not some. We haven't had a trade caravan in a long time. But if we can get a trade caravan in here, that'll help out. Growth, Moment, and Conrad. Alright, so we didn't get quite as high as I had hoped. Alright, so, Conrad. Ooh. Okay. Industrious is amazing. Great Memory is good. Fast Learner is good. All of those are good. Psychopath I'm not as much of a fan of. I'm gonna go with Industrious, because, like, these ones, the Fast Learner and Great Memory, you can effectively get those by just having them do a lot of work. Versus Industrious, you can't add that 35% without it. So that's a really strong one. So I've already got you on plants. I don't really care about artistic. Let's get you able to do cooking as well, because that'll let you fill in some gaps. So with that, you have a passion for medical. You can social. We're going to... We'll leave you on that. So actually, the rest of your stuff stays the same. But what that does mean is now Conrad can start stepping in, and we could take Vortis off of cooking. Vortis has no need to do it. Conrad could sit here, and they will butcher, and that'll work their way up. So that should free Vortis up that much more. So you should hit... Yeah, you should probably get a level or 2 higher. We definitely lost a lot of time on the learning from just all the having to, like, deal with hunting and all that just to keep the food going. It'll be nice if we can get to the point where I don't have to depend on the Dryads. Okay. Let's lower the priority on those. Yeah, actually, Donkey Duff, you no longer grow at all. And I'm gonna bump down the Dryad priority for right now. Okay, let your Dryads dip a little bit. Alright, no one has good social, but you got a passion for it, so get to work. Alright, so let's see here. So they don't want crap that I have. That's lovely. They do have a Harbinger seed, which is interesting. I'm not going to use that, but that could be a fun one. Take the Go Juice. dear goodness with the kids here. I can take the pemmican as a stopgap for food. Unfortunately, well, they got some fun stuff here. Not much I could work for. I could take the muffalo, but I'll just eat those and I don't need it right now. So honestly, genuinely just take the pemmican. But with that said, party. That'll be a nice mood bonus. Yes, we got a trade caravan, but nothing amazing. We did dump a bunch of our herbal medicine since we're going to get a lot of that as a way of getting a little bit of money, so we weren't losing any there. Because we are trying to hold out hope that we'll get the exotic trades good caravan to roll in and have like a bionic arm and all that. So you think you'd try the Dryads and Druids run, but you're not sure which mods, etc. you need to use, nor do I really understand the Dryad trees, but still, it's an idea. Yeah, no idea about the Druids. The way the Dryad tree works is pretty straightforward. You do psychically link it to someone, and then that's just, it's their tree then. But then you choose a type of Dryad, and you have like one that carries stuff, one that's a tank, one that does melee damage, one that gives you wood, medicine, food, and this one makes more Dryads, like more Dryad trees. And then you need to set them for plant cut, and it's like maintaining your psychic thing, where, you know, as long as you keep it over a certain amount, you'll get 1 to 2 Dryads. And so, why not ranch the Muffalo? There's basically, like, next to no food on this map, so literally keeping the Muffalo for purposes of that, I would actually lose food, because the Muffalo consume way more food than I get out of them. So just be less efficient from a food standpoint, because food has been our main bane on this map, because I got this tiny little grow area here, and I could have a tiny little grow area way up there, and then that's, you know, basically the edge of the map. That's not worth anything. There's no area to feed the animals with. Later on, if we get to the point of having Tunneler and Nutrifungus, then that changes. But yeah, the Dryads actually can be pretty strong, but they do consume a lot of labor time. So if I did take those Muffalo, I was going to butcher them immediately. But like once we get the nutrient fungus, I very genuinely could take something like Muffalo or Alpaca or something like that and have not probably many of them, but a couple of them just for the wool. Keep them around. So my hope here is that they'll actually get these Dryad trees locked in. And now we can start getting some crafting done and all that, because that's been stalled for a long time. Alright. It's going to be that time, chat. The ones who were here for the last stream know what time this is. This is the get out of my lawn time. Because they do eat a lot of food. And they'll keep eating it until I deal with them. But they're made out of meat, so you know that works. Old man shouts at the clouds and shoots at shouts at the clouds and shakes fist at Boomalope. Yeah, well that one's not bad. One of our earlier attempts on this one, we had a group. It was like 8 rhinos that were just sitting on my crops eating. I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this? One of those things is stronger than my 2 people, and I ended up having to try and kill one of the rhinos for food because they were eating everything on the map. And that was those ones, we killed the rhino, but it killed one of our people, so it bricked the run because it was, you know, right at the beginning with the 2. Rhinos can be very dangerous early game. I mean, they can be dangerous any point in the game, but usually late game, if you got like pretty solid weapons, you can just deal with it by just throwing damage at them. All right. All right, another baby on the way. We're trying again. You should be aging up soon. I hope you at least get that next tier. Yeah, we want to make sure, like, we really, really want to make sure we get that next tier. At least that way we can get ourselves a passion and a trait. But ideally, we'd like to get more. What I need to do is, once we finally get some time to craft and make stone block, get some more of the furniture for, like, the desk, the chairs. I'm trying to not use the wood, because you notice I only switched off the wood dryads for a little bit now, and we've already lost 300. Man. I do need the wood, and I do need the medicine, and I do need the food. And I can't have 3. I only got 2 trees, and I can only choose 2 things. And even if we could get a third, that'd be too much dryad to take care of. I mean, honestly, the 2 is too much dryad to take care of, but I just don't have a better source for a lot of these other materials. Because usually I found the these dryads not super amazing. I want to say it's 40 berries per 2 days, and you can have 2, so it's 80 berries per 2 days, which sounds like a lot, but I think it's 50 berries to make 4 meals. So by that you get less than 8 meals per 2 days. All right, Luxray, you take it easy. Which is not enough to feed everyone here, but that's okay. So I'm gonna try. Oh, I mean, I need to have the wood because during the winter we're gonna freeze to death otherwise. It's a shame you can't split it between them. Be like, I want 1 and 1. I think it's reasonable it's this way. I'm just juggling. Because that'll help with their starvation problem. I feel like I give up the medicine, which I hate doing that. But I'm gonna need the wood. We got a couple trees down here. Like, I got 1 tree there. I got 3 small trees here. I got 1 tree there. That's not enough to mean anything. We do have tree sowing, but like tree sow way up here, they're just gonna burn my trees again and again. It might still still be worth doing. Pop. Wait, was it pop? So you grow in 13 days. You grow in 35 days. You grow in 15 days. Yeah, so it's the willow. We got willow trees up there. We're gonna go here and just say don't bother. They're probably just gonna get burned down again. Can you swap it back to medicine? So there's an up and a down time. When you switch it, you lose your existing dryads and you have to get new ones. And it does take a good like better part of a season to switch your dryads. So I can switch them, but that delay really bites into it pretty bad. That's part of the reason I was so hesitant to switch over to the berry one in the first place, is I didn't want to give up the time. After trees are planted, they cancel the zone? Oh yeah, that's fair. Assuming they even get to that point. Because, oh no, they probably won't get to that point, because Conrite won't go up that far. I've got Conrite restricted to not go past here, because I don't want them running up here and getting mauled by a bear. It's fine. It'll honestly be halfway into next year before that's leveled up. Alright, Donkey Duff is finally getting to make some clothes. The other thing that's happened is we are basically letting the berry dryads go because I need Donkey Duff doing more than just maintaining dryads. Wait, Vortis has plants in there? Oh, your plants are already all the way down to 4. If you're getting down to that point, let's go ahead and have you set here. Because I don't really want you focusing on that. If I can get at least a little bit of research out of you, that'd be pretty solid. Because that is completely stalled out for a while. We got some early on when we had some refugees visit, but between these dryads and children being maintenance, it's really, really slowed down. Alright. Okay, you're getting there with the clothes. Because, yeah, you still need... Oh, so that one, the one that Conrad is working on... Wait, Conrad? Oh, right! Conrad can do clothing now. They're not good at it, but they can help with it. Honestly, so what's your skill, Donkey Duff? Oh, I have to do it for each one of these one by one. Boo. I was hoping I could just go to the bench and be like, this bench is 5. Basically, what I was thinking is I want Conrad to cut brick instead if they have the extra availability. I just don't feel like going through that whole list to try and make that happen. Alright, so pretty soon we're going to get that going. Surprisingly, none of the other animals have run down here to try and eat my stuff, which I am A-okay with. Deal Maker. Okay, so let's see. Alright. So this is a perfect pawn. It is an anomaly event. I'm not allowed to take this pawn. I would love to take this pawn, but I'm not allowed to take this pawn. This pawn is off limits. The other problem with this pawn is they are extremely dangerous for me to fight. Because they have nearly max skills and all of that garbage, which sucks. And I got this is perfect. Solve my problems for me, why don't you? Because they'll attack them. I don't need to eat the Deal Maker right now. So get you staged and in position. They should attack the Deal Maker, which will work out. Would make an excellent slave. I don't do slavery. Like, even when we're doing an evil run, that is the thing I have zero interest in ever touching. I, like, messed with it once, went, you know what? I don't like the way this even works. And just, there's certain things I just don't enjoy. Even, you should be attacking that person. That's not part of my plan. Actually, stay there. So the plan had been... The plan had been for them to actually attack him and down him. I thought they would have gone for it. Well, at least on the plus side, while we're losing all our dryads, they are just tanking things for me. Please finish him before he... Please finish him before he chews up Donkey Duff. Get back, Conrad. I want you to get stabbed next. Would you... There we go. So you just got a little cut up. Alright, quickly deal with that. And then we need Donkey Duff to get patched up. What's a perfect pawn? Maybe we could adopt them? Make them part of the family? Yeah, no, it goes against the rules of the run, though. Just stop. Oh, good. Then you go ahead and put yourself in a pod. Did you actually patch them up, or you just pretend? Okay, you actually patch them up. Visitor ignored. I know they're ignored. I would like to deal with it. It's not my fault you showed up when there was a raid. Alright, so... real dangerous time. If this guy goes hostile against us, whoever goes up is probably going to die. I will talk to you. He went hostile. Oh, good. He ran back for cover. He ran back for cover. This is good for us. No, Donkey Duff, don't. I need you to not get shot and die immediately, please. Please stop getting shot, Donkey Duff. Oh my god, please. I was hoping the Dryad would get in there. How badly are you hurt? You are hurt really badly. This is not good at all. Because unfortunately, he has the advantage on skills in every respect. And he's got tough. The kids are going to have to do this. Come on, get over here. Vortis, hold their attention. Kids, make it happen. This is going to be the second time I'm going to lose a run to this because perfect pawn. I don't know where you're going, but I can live with it. All right, you two, forget him, rescue. Run, 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 before you get hit. Because he's got 5 hours before he bleeds out. Oh, you want to burn it? Just burn it. Stop slowing down time. Stop slowing down time. I get it. He's burning my field. He's gonna die out there burning my fields. Oh, I don't think you can save him in time. Go for the good stuff. Go for the good. Just right for the good. He's got 2 hours to do it. You suck at doctoring. Just immediately go for the max. You've got more time. You just chill here for a second. And the reason we're doing that one is it'll tend multiple. It's fine. Just spend your time doing that. I'm okay with that. You need to save your dad. The good news is he's almost... like, how are you not down from bleeding everywhere? There. Okay. You can't put out fire. I don't know why I cared about that. You... go grab his gun. That's not grabbing his gun. I don't understand at all what you just did. Go grab his gun. It's not bandaging multiple. I'm just wasting Glitter World. But as bad as this is, I don't want to go back. Okay, switch them to this. And then stop that. Take care of your mom real fast. The rain saved a bunch of our food, so that's good news. So haul that, and haul that, so we get our weapons back. I'm surprised. Don't miscarry. Okay. Feed them, tend to them. That act, I mean, I'm not even worried about the dryads right now. Because we got this dryad is being replaced up here. And we also don't have the people to do... I don't care about beer brewing. I cannot take on another person. That was almost the second colony we just about lost from a perfect pawn going hostile. That crap sucks. Okay, so he's trying to take care of the kids now. Or the dryads. You're fine for the moment, you're fine for the moment. Yeah, no, the moment I saw that he managed to tag a couple of good hits to get those bleeds on the perfect pawn, it was like, just run. This fight's over. All you gotta do is not get killed in the next couple seconds. That was definitely a clutch save on Conrite. Okay, we've got time. Alright. Doppel. Pop the door. We're closed for business. Okay, Donkey Duff is back up. Go grab your bow. Gonna preach health you just to get you... No, you were all patched up. Stop losing all your kids. I was like, we even got you all patched up. You didn't lose them. We kept you fed. It's fine. It is what it is. RimWorld is just being a punk. Why is time slowing down? I don't know why you're slowing down time. Okay. So we're letting everyone recover real fast, then we need to go out there and deal with this. Oh, did it stop being... Okay. You can go outside, children. Have a good time. The raccoon got over it. Oh, you're set to hunting 1, so you stopped resting to hunt. Honestly, that's fine. Transport pod crash. You are just not something I'm worried about right now. On the plus side, we did get the gun. I probably should be giving that to someone other than Doppelganger. Alright, that's fine. 3 hairs. How badly are you still messed up? Pretty bad. Like, I know we need to go out for food again soon. But right now, I got other problems. Till mom and dad are not breaded, I need a chance to recoup. Considering I got Preach health and Vortis is still in pretty rough shape. The outside always so dangerous. Yeah, there's bears out there. Who attacked what now? Did one of you attack one of my dryads and get wrecked for it? You want to do it again? I'm down for you to do that again if you want to start going after my dryads and getting ruined. Okay. So really it's just the torso and the hand that are in bad shape there. You still got a pretty nasty hit on your neck. Alright. So I can't... I mean, I can actually bind that. I don't want to. Alright. Another baby on the way. I think we're going to go for this now. So we're going to wait till they step away, and we're going to open the door and start opening fire. Please at least someone hit it. Why are you all so terrible? How badly do you get scratched up? Cool, man. At least gives me a chance to try and get anything done out here. Because my fear was that we're going to go into another winter with no food. Just because... like, we just never got a chance to go out there because of just the two getting injured and all that. Aw, man, the stupid boomalope are eating all the crops. Back off for a second, RimWorld. So what we're going to need to do here is they're destroying everything. So we give these ones a little bit longer to recover for just a minute. We're going to go out, shoot against one of the walls to scatter them, and we're going to take out the boomalope. Because they'll eat like 3 tiles of rice per time they go to eat. Would a fence keep them out of the fields? I understand what you're saying. I don't have the resources of time. We are struggling to keep anything off the ground right now. I would have to build platform and fence and everything, and a lot of animals ignore the fences. We can actually check to see what their status is. Can they climb barricade? Where is that at? Blocked by fences. Yeah, so they would be blocked by fences. That particular, the boomalope would. How are you doing? So you're gonna die. Plus, with building a fence out there, all that's gonna happen is the rays are just gonna light it on fire. Because I can't make it have anything but wood because it has to sit on top of water. Okay. So it should be 2 of them dead. And you're still set up where you can go out there to go get them. But yeah. You don't think raiders light fences on fire? If they're wood, they will. Raiders will light anything up made out of wood on fire. Your fields, fences, walls, doors. Your little pen marker. Yeah, no, I mean, they can walk across the field, they'll still light that on fire. They don't always do it. It depends on their targeting and what's going on. Sometimes the raiders, when they pop... Sorry. Sometimes the raiders, when they pop in, they'll target something to ignite on fire as opposed to attacking you. There's a lot that goes into the raiders targeting. I'm not going to pretend to know it all because I don't. Go try and get that. I think the other Boomlope noped off the map. But still, the bigger problem is I need time to stop and build that and everything else. And the game has just been no chill. Like, honestly, the animals eating the crops hasn't been that big a deal for us, because, sure, that time they probably got more than I got food out of it. Most of the time, they come down to the crops, and we get some nice, easy animal kills. And you don't have to go chasing them all over the map. That's actually what we did here, is where we left the doors all the way open back here, and we had something like 4 Muffalo run back in here and picked them off one after the other. Alright, so you're going to be a problem, because we'll have to deal with you later. Is this Cass or Randy? It's Cass. Whether you're doing Cass or Randy, so the thing that you run into is mostly the rules of, like, Cass and all that. And, like, when raids happen and the timing. That's just for stuff like formal raids and all that. There are a lot of events, like diseases and all that, that don't go on the same timers. So you can have a lot of stuff that even playing Cass, you can get hit with like 4 or 5 things back to back to back because they're on different timers. Or that they're not even a timer, it just rolls the dice and says, did you get the thing? Because a lot of the stuff we have run into would be basically a complete nothing burger on any other run. But just because of the type of map we are and how hard food is to make happen, on this particular map has been awful. Sorry, kid. I didn't want to, but you're eating all my food. And right now, I just cannot afford to let that happen. Yeah, no, we survived the winter. There was still some levers I could have pulled to keep us alive, but yeah, no, it wasn't looking good. But we made it. Like, that's the thing, is like, I'm right there. I just gotta get across the finish line. Alright, so pretty soon, those are gonna get done, and that'll be a problem. I'm gonna have to put you back onto doing the plant cut to maintain that. But yeah, so we're struggling pretty hard. Just we've had a couple Manhunter packs and all that back to back to back, and this freaking perfect pawn here, rolling in and going hostile with tough on them, was not great. We almost lost the colony there. Both mom and dad got knocked, and the kids had to hold it down. And they did. They put enough hits into him, he was bleeding really bad, grabbed mom and dad, and ran inside. Was that a random pawn? Yeah, it's the Dealmaker event. It's an anomaly thing that they send a pawn, they say, like, you know, hey, they want to join, and then there's some secret they're keeping from you. And that secret can be like nothing burger, but it's a lot of times it's some pretty significant concerns, like, you know, maybe they'll go hostile, maybe a bunch of Sight Stealers will show up, maybe they're infected with metal horror. They can have, like, their organs are literally rotting out of them. Like, there's a whole lot of things. Or it could be there's hostile things chasing them. Like, there's a whole range of stuff that it can be. But we told them no, that we didn't want them, because that goes against the run rule. That would, if we had died to that, be the second time I would have lost a colony on this challenge to a perfect pawn event. Which is funny, because the odds of that event actually aren't that high. Yeah, that's the whole idea, is they're a completely jacked pawn. So they're a very tempting pawn to go after. But in this case, they're a very dangerous pawn. It's like having to walk up to a bear and then say, hey bear, I want you to leave. And then sometimes the bear leaves, and other times the bear mauls you in the face. And you can stand back till they go hostile as well, but... Can you imprison them? Yeah, I mean, you can try to arrest them, but you still have that same thing as if you lose the arrest roll, then same result, you get mauled. And when you're running up with what's our highest melee? I mean, 8's actually higher than I thought it was. But when you're running up to someone with 17 melee and tough, and they do that. That was actually the thing that worked out, is they went hostile, and I managed to step away at the same time they did. So instead of going for a melee hit, they ran to go to cover to start shooting, and I was able to get to cover to do some damage. But even then, Donkey Duff didn't even get a chance to get away from where it was happening before she got downed. And then Vortis got, I think, 2 or 3 hits in before he got down because he was behind cover. And meanwhile, I just flanked the kid so he got no cover at all and started shooting. He ran to cover. And by the time he got there, we'd already managed to get a couple of hits in. Alright, so you should be aging up pretty close to any time now. It would be nice to get 1 more level out of you. I think that's the most we can hope for. Because that'd be 2.5 more days. Heat wave for pay. Honestly, it's going to be a no. It's an easy thing to handle, a heat wave, but that slows down crop growth. See, Donkey Duff always had bad luck during fights. Previously got to 1 hit point in torso, and then got hit every time by the perfect pawn. Yeah, no, Donkey Duff has had some pretty miserable luck on a lot of things. And we're just not getting more kids because bad things keep happening to Donkey Duff. You once had a deal maker wipe your colony? Yeah, no, we had that, the first set of attempts we did that, I lost a colony to a deal maker when it was still just the 2 pawns. And it's like, go away. And just 2-tapped the first person and ran down the other one while I was trying to get a hit in. Whereas sitting at like 2 melee and like 4 shooting because it was right at the beginning of the run. Like, normally for a colony, that'd be good, because it's too early to get the Metal Horror event, or Grey Flesh, or whatever they call it. It'd be too early to be qualified for that. And then, you know, most of the negatives you'd run into aren't that big a deal. Like, the worst one would be if they went hostile. But that's the other potential alternative for saying no, too. Yeah, how's that feel, Boomalope? Sucks to be you, huh? That Boomlope right there, that one, the one who ate my crops, who ran away, sucks to be you. Even Cassie's tired of your garbage. Locking you into a 1-tile spot, telling you to get wrecked. I'm not gonna like, by the time I dug that out, it'd already be burned away, so we're just gonna let it burn. Oh, actually, it didn't get burned away. I'll mine that 1 tile so we can get it for the meat, maybe. Actually, I don't think it'll get out there. Yeah, let's unrestrict you for a minute. Have you mined that real fast? Because we mine that real fast, we can get that before it rots, and that'll be a little more food. Cool. I also appreciate the extra plasteel. Yeah, so Donkey Duff is keeping food coming in, which is good. Got a lot of Muffalo on the map now. Yeah, they're all chilling up there. Oh, right, you're not going to go up there to grab that. Again, that could be interesting, getting another one up there so I'd have the berries, that and all that, but we wouldn't get anything done because we'd just be doing the trees all day. I need you to age up. In a couple... Not yet. Age up very soon. Just not yet. Get to at least 5. Anywhere below that's fine, or anything above that's fine, but get to at least 5. Okay. Medicine's coming in. Alright, so I don't want to, but we're switching you to woodcutter. Yeah, so what should happen is, I believe... I try to remember how this mechanically works. Because I believe what'll happen is... It's gonna be that way. We're gonna go ahead and just immediately heat wave me. Let's go ahead and accept the heat wave. Is this map tile? No, this map tile is not part of the rules. Actually, I can pull up the rules I wrote for it. I've been trying to be good about getting a bunch of stuff set up where people can check it out. Yeah, so the Adam and Eve challenge. Let's see, view site. Yeah, so if you look at the actual rule set... why didn't that copy? Okay. I don't know why it's not copying. Oh, I don't think that has the HTTP in front of it. I'll deal with that later. You need to just add the HTTPS. But yeah, no, it's basically on there, like... It's a very... So all the challenges I do on these games, for the most part, the rule set is usually very, very little involved. So if we look at this here, I've got it there. One male pawn between the... that needs to be changed. That's not right. What? Oh, this is the website version. Between the ages of 18 and 22. That's a typo. So you just hit refresh, and it should be instantly corrected. It'll take a minute, that's fine. Between the ages of 18 and 22, must have the beautiful trait, and that's just so they can easily become a couple. All pawns should start naked with no possessions, so effectively naked brutality, but 2 pawns set up to be in a relationship. Colony can only grow by colonists born in the colony. You may only accept a pawn outside the family if they're no longer able to have kids. You may not deliberately kill, banish, etc. your pawns. That's mostly so that you can't... I should also adjust that to say so you can't trigger this condition. If the pawn colonist forcefully joins, you must banish them immediately. Let's see. Get colony as large as possible. Your current record is 27. Roll credits as your objectives. You get the idea. It's basically like, hey, it's got like 2 rules around it so far as like your conditions. The rest is just clearing that up. Right now, the game is trying to give me pawns, which is why we keep having people showing up here. Please stop standing outside where you're going to die of heat stroke. Did you... Yeah, you're set to change. Oh, they're morphing the dryads. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so in here, this should cool off soon. Honestly, you're probably just gonna die from heat stroke here. I don't even have to do anything. Oh, right. I do find it funny that the person recognized how hot it was and started chucking stuff on the ground. Actually, I think that's that. So unfortunately, because I did the double heat wave, all the animals left the map all at once. Because we had a heat wave that happened naturally, and I was like, alright, well, if I'm already going to be screwed by a heat wave, I'll go ahead and accept the quest that causes a heat wave as well. But that did get all the animals off the map. And yeah, so it's hot enough that this person is just going to die to heat wave. Or heat stroke. Yeah, also you saw the raccoon stepped on the map and then stepped off the map because it's just too hot. Animals will do that if it's way too hot or way too cold to leave the map. pretty promptly if able. Cave home? Yep. 50 degrees Celsius, that's extreme even for Indy. Disease flew on Donkey Duck. On the only person who cannot preach health themselves. So use the glitter. Let's not screw around with this, because the run's effectively done if they die. Yeah, Raccoon was like, nope. Not today. Yeah, 97% 10. Are you actually getting research done? I don't know how to handle that. I don't think anyone's touched that research bench in like 2 years in this game's run. Because trying to keep the children fed and everything with... That's actually one of the things that if I chose a tile that didn't have nearly as long of a winter as this one, we'd also not have nearly as much difficulty. It's fine. You should be aging up like any time now. You need to get inside. You're gonna start getting dangerously high heat stroke. Are the plants growing at all right now? We'll have to check when it's light again. They probably are, but it's probably pretty badly penalized. Alright, bear with me, chat. We do have an ad break here about to happen. And I need to grab myself a new drink, so I'm gonna go do that, and I'll be right back here in just a minute. So thank you again for tuning in. I'll be right back. Got it. Intro of the Wilhelm scream. The oh! I can't do it. That was terrible. You know that wreck? That wreck I mentioned? You might get to keep that wreck. I think that wreck belongs to you. I'll let him know, chat.
Warning, maximum depth reached. Hull damage imminent.
Don't tell him, chat. He thinks we're leaving. He thinks we're leaving, chat. He'll never know. I think he knows. I'm pretty sure he very much knows. Oh, you scared the crap out of me, Sand Shark. I don't know how to make you take off your pants. Bad place. Okay, so this is not what I want. Oh, this is not good. This whole area is compromised. Don't screw me, game. Okay, are we done with the compromise part? Okay, that was not a good time.
Like, I have to look at you. Oh, it's nice that your hands.
Love.
Love. Yeah, but I was just kind of showing. I talked about like putting like a giant pile of bodies to try and ramp, but you can see where you can get some pretty good air. Ah, that hurts. That was just 1
All right,
second.
I'm back, and thank you so much for the raid, Timeless. I do really appreciate that. You see, we came in during the break, as is tradition. It's the only time you show up. It's either a break or while you're trying to get ready to raid out. But thank you so much for that raid. I do really appreciate it. Looks like you were playing some. Did I see Mind Over Magic? Good game over there. That's not what I meant to do. It's fine. We'll just pretend it was. And all that good stuff. But I do hope you had yourself a good stream and all that. But welcome in, Raiders. I'm trying to get my tabs all moved around again. Yeah, so you caught me right during the ad break, so I do apologize for that. Yep, you're playing Minor Magic. Good, excellent game. At the moment, So first of all, check out Timeless. If you like Mind Over Magic and all that good stuff, check it out. You can find it over there. If you don't mind, and I understand if you got a raid and run, if you do, no problem, go do that. Well, thank you so much for the raid and all that. But obviously, you're welcome to stay here. If you want to tell me a little bit about what you got going on over there, this is the like thumbs up, self-promotion, do all that kind of good stuff. But, you know, all that said, welcome in. I am Rual Storge, who play a variety of games here on Twitch. I'm most known for my exploits in Project Zomboid, where I used to hold a world record for the highest kill count run ever streamed. That said, you'll notice there's a past tense on that. That record has been beaten. But I am a variety streamer, and I play a whole lot of things. And I think it was like literally this past week that we also played Mind Over Magic. So, definitely good times. We play a lot of things, like we played Project Zomboid. We don't play that too much nowadays, but we play plenty of RimWorld. We play lots of simulation, Tycoon, City Builder, Settlement Builder, occasional Survival Crafter, all that kind of good stuff. We've been doing a lot of variety. Like, even for Variety Channel, we're doing a lot of variety lately. So, like, today's stream we did... Oh, man, what did we do today? We checked out Outworld Station, which is a factory automation-style game with a space station, released in Early Access today. It's pretty good. It definitely suffers from Early Access. You're usually over... Oh, yeah, okay, I missed that you're that timeless. Gotcha. Yeah, no, I've definitely heard you, hanging out with Dunkstar a lot. Yeah. Gotcha. I didn't realize I was looking at the same timeless. I should have caught that. Yeah. No, like I've hung out in Dunkstar's channel, quite a bit here and there, and I always hear you talk in the background when they're doing like Survival Crafter or Farm Sim or whatever. And you're helping out doing stuff and causing chaos. And thank you for the follow. Welcome to stream. And with that, we're gonna go ahead and follow up that first shout out since I got you here as well. Which I'm gonna do a shout out for Dunkstar, who's another fantastic content creator on the platform who plays a lot of similar games to what we've been playing. It is not gonna tell me what you've been playing recently. It just says just chatting. Helping. Helping make content. But yeah, so I missed there was another comment. Lots of RimWorld. You got me with that. Yeah, no, it's RimWorld is one of my most played games on the channel. It's probably, so I think in like just all-time hours, Project Zomboid is the highest. I don't really play much anymore. But when it comes to like over time, I would say RimWorld is the most consistently played. Like I'll kind of do the thing where like I'll play RimWorld and I'll go at it for like a month, 2 or 3, and then it'll take a month, 2 or 3 away, and then a month, 2 or 3, and then it'll take a little while away. Let's see, how goes the world of Rim? I died too quickly to have fun stuff happen. It's going good. All right, yeah, Timeless, you go get your food and all that. So thank you again for that raid. But yeah. So how's it going? Well, we're doing a challenge run, and Cassandra's being an absolute troll, and you need to be treated because I totally missed that you are laying in bed with the flu, being undoctored. So do that, feed that. We're doing a challenge called the Adam and Eve challenge. I'm sure other people have equivalents to this challenge or whatever, but the challenge is we started with a pair of pawns, that they are a couple. And the goal here is to build a giant colony without accepting any outside colonists. So this person right here, this person I could probably... Hold up, change of plan. Okay. So I'm not allowed to keep this pawn. That's against my rules. But we have need of a prosthetic arm. Like, we have severe need of a prosthetic arm. So we are going to be committing a little bit of egregious, awful, horrible medical malpractice real fast. Oh, you're... Okay. Get that out of here, Zone. How long are you going to be till bleed out? We can probably get you back in time. What we're going to do is I have need of a prosthetic arm because Mom got her arm hacked off by a Yatkin. And we need to make that happen. So where normally I don't do this kind of thing, we are pretty desperate. So I'm going to try and just plug up the holes that are bleeding. And for our medical care, there is going to be an expense. Now, if this person automatically joins us, per the rules of this challenge, I will be required to banish them immediately. Because again, the only colonists I'm allowed to accept are their children. And we're going to keep having them. We're not having good luck, though, because Cassie is being pretty awful. Not in, like, really nasty raids kind of awful, just generically not chilling on a lot of things. Okay, so with that, right shoulder, I need to go health. Oh, you're not my colonist. Wait, why can't I? Oh, I'm probably gonna have to make you a prisoner. Hey, buddy. I can make this into a prison for a couple of minutes. Right, because I can't, as a guest, I can't do that. I can't take your arm. But a prisoner, I can. So, I hate to break it to you, but you're under arrest. And with that, that right shoulder there, I have a mighty strong need for a prosthetic arm. We're good people, we're about to lend a hand. That's the cost. We don't have a lot of food. We are willing to rescue you, but it will cost you an arm. You get to keep the leg, though. We're discounting on that. Alright, well, you failed. No, we're not done here. I need an arm. I will have an arm. Oh, you got food poisoning. That's not going to help you do anything with this. Yeah, 50% off. I need the heat wave to go away. And I need Donkey Duff to... Alright, look. Go take care of your mom. Alright, you failed to take the arm again, and then you threw up on him. Doing good work. Hey, don't... You go back to bed. You are literally dying of plague. Would you stop doing that? Go back to bed. There, it's a medical bed, so I could force you to stay there. And attend to them. It's fine. Yeah, so we kept getting out of bed because Vortis kept canceling the surgery because they were throwing up from food poisoning. And I just need to get that treated. You need to eat, so please feed your mom. Alright, so it's now time for the children to do surgery. Mad Tortoise, how far away is that? We can ignore that for a while. Surgery failed. That's fine. Okay, and we'll get that arm someday. How are you doing, by the way? And thank you for the follow. Welcome to stream. So you're doing good. You're 10% ahead. Honestly, children, go deal with the turtle. You, try and pop that arm off again. Because the turtle's a good one for the kids to train on. Because it's real slow, so he can just run away. And we got our first actual hit. But yeah, so part of the reason we're having so many failures on that surgery is it is in the dark. I just don't want to waste materials building a light. Alright, so let's not get them chewed up for no reason. How you doing over here? You get that arm off? No, don't bother with that. Just keep working on that arm. Good job, children. Okay. Wasting all that glitter. Well, not wasting, we are using... Oh my god, please. Just pop the arm off. The downside is, after this, we'd want to try and get that arm onto someone I care about. It's okay. If we keep trying, sooner or later, we'll roll well. Maybe. Did you do it? You got the arm! It's a miracle! Okay, prisoner, you're free to go. You have paid your tithe. You may leave. Normally I don't do that, but we don't have a means of getting a prosthetic arm ourselves. We're using random research. And so in this particular case, like, no, I genuinely actually do need that. So we're gonna make that happen. So let's get the lights turned on in this place. You clean the barracks. Get it all ready for surgery. Because I only get one shot to put the arm on someone. So Vortis, feed Donkey Duff, tend to them. And you got a pretty strong lead on that flu. I probably shouldn't mess... Let's not mess with that while they're sick. Let's wait till the flu's broken. And then after that, we will, After that, we'll get there. Meanwhile, it said someone went hostile with us. I didn't think they were associated with the thing. Oh, yeah, they were. That was that one. That sucks, because I actually use a lot of guns. So we made enemies for this. You're so invested in the outcome. Oh, it's gonna be such a tease. We're just gonna botch the surgery, and that'll be that. Still, you know, we gotta make that happen. Yeah, you should be able to move, so I should be able to get you out of here. Okay, so the heat wave's over. Content, pretty much. Okay, so you should solidly be in the clear. We'll drop that down to industrial because you don't have anything else. What are you upset about? You're hungry. Alright. You need a right arm. Add bill. Install prosthetic arm right. Where are you? Install prosthetic arm right. So right shoulder, right arm. And feed them. Tend to them. So we've got the lights on for plenty of time. This is about as good as we're going to get with the current people we have. There's the flu handled. You got one shot. If you do this, we finally get to have you at full capacity. Well, and we're good. It's there. This doesn't need to be a medical bed anymore. You can go to sleep back with your wife, who is now... What are you doing? Rescue your wife. Season 2, Steven returns for revenge. Yeah, has an Archotech arm, comes back and just wrecks everyone's day. Well, that works out. This is what you call a self-solving problem. We got a trade caravan rolling up, and then 2 raiders right behind them. So, Doppelganger, let's just get you inside and away from where bloodshed is going to happen. You are really not good shots. Okay, you can carry on with your life. Meanwhile... Excellent. Because that means we just upgrade our weapon tech. And would you look at that? A lot of things died and left me their equipment. Cool. So we're getting ourselves 2 machine pistols. Upgrade from our crappy bows to machine pistols. What's your deal? Oh, right. So, okay. Oh, you're that same still, like... The caravan has been delivering me nothing good. In this case, take the smoke leaf, because I don't need my people killing themselves because of all the stuff we're dealing with by getting high while they have food poisoning. We'll take what little food you have and then get the heck off my land. Get this food indoors so it doesn't rot in the water. Alright, so that's good stuff. You go ahead and haul that one back. The poor bows I don't care about, but the normal one. So with that, we've actually got some guns. So that's an improvement on our situation. I'm not sure why I can't have you escorted out. So prisoner, you are set to release. Now give me 15 relations with them when I do. Ah, so you still can't stand. That's why. I thought you could by now. That's my fault. Alright. So good news is we're probably going to get another, maybe one more batch of rice. And honestly, some of them might get downed, and that might help me out as well. Cool, so Steven's out of here. So that'll give us 15 of our standings back. We lost a wee bit of pretty much all of the standings because we captured one of their members and all that. So yeah, so we got a minus 70 for what we did to them. But we're gonna get 15 back, so it's basically even, right? That's fine. The downsides are showing up with guns, so that's gonna be rough for a little while. Because it's unlikely we're going to have any real defense against guns for a long time. But the good news is, we got you through your flu, get you back down to herbal.
And we did get you a prosthetic arm, so where your manipulation was at 50, it should be around like 80 or something like that, if I remember correctly, once these go away. Hey, they left... Every part of their body went with them. We even removed a foreign intrusion of metal and plastic. Alright, so hopefully things stabilize, because our last 2 winters have not gone smoothly. Yeah, they can travel. Yeah, they're traveling lighter now. Yes, they're still recovering from their flu and dealing with being very pregnant and still already higher manipulation than they were before. I mean, the alternative was I was going to let that person bleed out there because I didn't have the food and all that to spare. So we did feed them, we did medically take care of them, and then we did send them on their way. And all it cost was an arm. Nothing is free, even on the Rim. We burned something like 20 tribal medicine on them. How many failed surgery attempts did we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 failed surgery. Okay, so it's probably only about 9, 10. No, actually, there would have been banding. Somewhere in the area around 12. Combat for profit. We have drifters and crap I don't care about. Let's not worry about that. Let's just try and get our food stabilized. Get ourselves in good shape. Growth moment on Doppelganger. Okay. So, Doppelganger, your trait choices suck. Gonna be real here. I'm gonna go with Psychically Dull. Because Gourmand sucks. Tortured Artist sucks. Jealous sucks. Tortured Artist actually has some utility, but is not worth it. You are going to probably become a researcher, because I don't have a researcher, and Conrad already is my plants person. But the beauty with that is now you are capable of doing more around here. So I will give you some priority there. What do I want you to do helping-wise? Honestly, fill in with any of those if you have the availability, and don't worry about anything else. But the point here is we didn't get stuck with a negative, because Psychically Dull is fine. That's good for when you have like the psychic suppression and all that. They have reduced impact. Why are you not sleeping in your bed? Why do you do this? Why are you the way you are? Alright. So we've got food going in here, so we'll be okay for right now. We do want to get the crafting happening, which is not... How long do you age up? You probably have a while, right? So your next age up is at 13, and you were at 11. Now, for those who don't know, with children in RimWorld, they age up more than 1 year per year. I want to say it's 4 times as fast as normal. So where it says like, oh, I need to have them, I need them to be 2 years older, it's actually half a year. And that's just because otherwise you would finish your run before any kid ever had a chance to age up. Now, once they hit 18, they will drop back to normal speed. And it's just the way the game works to make it not awful to deal with. So, I mean, for right now, I'll probably have a slight priority on the mining. Yeah, let's have you have availability for mining under other stuff. Vortis, if we do that, won't ever get to research, which I'm okay with. Because I do think it would start helping us. Well, I mean, we're going to want to make more space in here. I'm going to wait to do that. You know how old people always say, you're growing up so fast? Well, it's true in RimWorld. Oh yeah, no, absolutely. RimWorld does that both for young and old, where it's like, young people, they age up really fast, and then RimWorld's like, oh, you're 60? you're dead. Like, the world hates you, you're old now. Hit 60, it's like 58 or something like that, you start rolling the chance of, like, bad back and all that kind of stuff. But man, it is really hard to keep people alive in RimWorld once they get old, because it's not even, like, losing them to raid and all that. It's like, literally, it's like, your heart's failing, bad back. You know, dementia. Just, like, hit you with everything. It's like, geez, calm down, RimWorld. It's okay to, like, be over 50 years old. That doesn't mean you're already dead. Yeah, age can be rough, but you're being especially hostile. Otherwise, we'd have a bunch of kids that stay kids all game. Yeah, and that's the whole reason they bump it up. You rolled bad back in your 20s. Hey, well, I mean, I think that can happen in RimWorld too, is you can have stuff where, like, things happen and all that. But somehow RimWorld could throw you a 70-year-old with everything wrong with them. Oh yeah, and that's the thing. Like, you'll have someone who shows up, they'll be like 68, bad back, dementia, blind in both eyes. Oh, you're like, oh my god, please. Frail. They just try to walk to your colony and they collapse halfway there, and you have to run out there and rescue them because the game is just absolutely ruthless when it comes to age. No chill whatsoever. Okay, so got some alpaca on the map. I'm gonna go ahead and just tell them to just go for it. Why does it feel like Vortis is just not getting much done? Well, no, that's Donkey Duff's tree. And Donkey Duff right now... Well, no, Donkey Duff should get to the tree when they're not cooking. So how are you doing now that... Yeah, so 70% manipulation is what we've got. So we improved our manipulation by 20%, and that's still with a 5% penalty. So our manipulation should be at 75%. So we literally got our manipulation like 50% better than it was with one arm missing. So still 25% penalty from when they had both arms, but, you know, massive, massive improvement. Alright, we're getting ready to have this kid anytime now. So I am going to probably unleash Vortis on the animal population so that they may go bring home meat, so that we can eat some of the meat stuff to hopefully keep the vegetables for the winter since it lasts longer. Please stop shooting past the buffalo. That's a lot of buffalo, and if you get the Manhunter pack, you are not coming home in the evening. Okay, we should be getting a bunch of berries from the dryads too, so that's good news. Yeah, we got a bunch of rice, we got some berries, all that good stuff. So we're looking way better this winter than we were the last. And it would be good if we could potentially get that Garland out there. I do wonder if it would make sense to back off the actual farming and put down another dryad tree and have medicine, wood, and berries, knowing that that's not going to be nearly as much. Alright, so our clothing is literally starting to fall apart on our bodies, which is certainly not helping our cause at all. But hopefully, now that you've got both arms to a certain degree, you should be able to get your dryad tree up and have time to craft. Let's see, but RimWorld balances out. That pawn had 20 of every skill. Just too bad they can't actually move. Oh man, the number of times I've rescued someone. So, I like the guilty ideology. We're not running that right now. Just because, unfortunately, with this particular challenge, it's very incompatible, because if someone shows up and be like, I need help, and you're like, sorry, I can't accept you, it's against the rules, or like a refugee says, I would like to join you, and you say no, everyone takes a mood penalty with guilty, because you're seen as not helping someone in a charitable situation. But I like running guilty as one of my favorite ideologies, because the whole thing is, anytime someone asks for help or whatever, if you don't help them, your colonists get really upsetty spaghetti about it. And I actually really like that, because you'll have those times where, like, food is really short, and you'll have the refugees, and, like, two of them will be like, we want to join. You'll be like, I can't. But if you say no, you're running around with, like, a minus between the two of them, like, minus 12 mood penalty for, like, 7-8 days, which is pretty bad. And so you sit there and you have to do that algebra going, all right, do I take this person I really can't afford to feed so that my people don't melt down so we can hopefully figure out the food? Or do I say no, and we have a little bit more food, but all my people start melting down so I don't get tomorrow food? Would you stop cutting your plant? You're actively starving. You're like super pregnant, and you will literally lose a kid if you don't eat. And you're busy being like, no, I gotta prune my tree. Oh, you know what? Is it? No, you're not set to 1. I was gonna say maybe it's 1 overriding everything else, because that is a thing. Not necessarily with that one, but there are certain situations that if you have 1 for the priority, they will do it until they can't. Alright, so the new baby's gonna be here very soon. I keep forgetting that Conrad can help cook now. And when I say cook, we're just having them butcher because there'll just be too much food poisoning otherwise. But once they hit 5 or so, they'll take over cooking, and then Donkey Duff won't need to do that anymore. So I'll free up Donkey Duff to do more crafting. Getting potatoes. Gonna be living the good life here. We'll have rice, potatoes, basically every animal that walks the face of the earth. Okay, so it's gonna start getting cold outside, so pretty soon we'll close the inner door. That way this area stays warm. Alright. You went right back to bed. Oh, right, yeah, because you were dealing with that. Yep, so really, really happy. Actually... chat, we have a mood bonus because we freed a prisoner. We released a healthy prisoner. It's good to know that we treat our prisoners well. You see, chat, we treated our prisoner well. We took good care of them. We lended them a hand, they lended us a hand. One of those was more optional than the other. I love RimWorld sometimes. My favorite one is when you have the guilty one, and you'll have someone like get downed, and you like slap a bandage on them, and it's like, you helped them, and you just leave them like laying out, and it's, you know, there's like fire all around them, and you're like, well, you just left them in the fire. You lended them a hand, they lended you an arm. Yeah, exactly. We're just brothers in arms, right? 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 That's how that works? Hey, and you know what? We're gonna celebrate with a Sky Lantern party. We tried super hard to make things right for them. 7 times, in fact. Brothers in arm. Oh, right. It's singular. My bad. Come on. Good outcome. Let's have unforgettable. Beautiful? Not quite. Beautiful, still good. If we would have gotten unforgettable, that would have been 5, and I believe 5 is what I would need to do our next one, because then we can start working our way towards Tunneler. Once we get Tunneler, food is going to be a breeze in this colony. Give an inch, they'll take a mile. Give a hand, they'll take an arm. That's just, look, we have just a good business sense. That's all. Alright, so don't worry about hunting the rest of those Vortis. Not right now, at least. Now, if they get onto our farms, kill them. But I want you to keep those dryads up. I just wanted to go and get a bunch of meals made out of meat first. Because by having 21 meals there, that should be good for this group for a couple of days. And it means we're not touching our vegetables that, you know, last a long time. Tariffs on ice shoot. Eek. To be fair, I don't need to worry about that. We basically pissed off every one of our possible trading partners except for one. We're not doing so hot on that PR side of things, unfortunately. We'll need to work on that. The big thing is we're probably actually getting to the point with these two auto pistols going, or machine pistols, different weapon. We're almost at the point of being able to hold in the back there. We are going to need someone to eventually be able to hold up the melee side of things, because right now everybody's ranged. So one of these kids, when they wake up and we get like tough, nimble, and all that, they're gonna need to hold the line for us. Yeah, so I'm feeling pretty good about this winter. We got the berries incoming. We're going into it with almost 700. Well, actually, probably more than 700. Yeah, almost 1,000 vegetables. Now, granted, unfortunately, a good chunk of it's rice, and that doesn't really give such. You need to change your tile? You've lost an arm. But we lent a hand, and they gave us, and they lent us an arm. There we go. Eve just her arm. Don't worry, found it laying around. No, we lent a hand. They lent us an arm. It's fine. Okay. Please don't starve yourself trying to do that. Because a new baby is going to be born like any time now. Donkey Duff is full on ready to pop. Volcanic winter. Look, Cassandra, I'm actually in relatively good shape for this. But I'm still going to say, screw you, Cassandra, on principle. These are never... Oh, actually, that's fine. We can just leave it. So I would like you to go out there and harvest that pretty quickly. It's fine. We'll end up losing a bunch of that. I just don't want to fight with it. Trying to get it to micro and everything. It's fine, because we won't have anything else, so you should go right up there. How did Eve lose her arm in the first place? And can we get infestation under the massive mountain? Oh, we will absolutely be getting infestation here. Sooner or later, that is happening. Like, that's not even a question. We are absolutely fully embracing infestation in this place at some point. You're gonna see a lot of these choke points like I made here just because of that. As far as losing the arm, we had a Yatkin raid of 2 Yatkins, one with a knife, and had something like 12 melee. And so we did our best to try and take them down before they got into melee. They got to Donkey Duff and just one-shot her arm off. Because they've got the, a really big bonus to melee. Alright, Vortis, you're tanking today. Never mind. Yeah, Yetkin and Neanderthals in melee, they get real spicy. Alright, so what's going to end up happening here with Donkey Duff in just a minute is I'm going to deprioritize maintaining the Dryads. I really want to keep them going, but I need to get her crafting, or when winter actually properly rolls, it's going to be a bad time. Yeah, it's hard to counter to... Yeah, that was the thing, because the Yetkins also get a movement speed bonus if they're not wearing armor, which they weren't. And I just didn't get a good hit to slow them down. Like, I got a hit or two. It just wasn't enough to slow them down until they got on top of Donkey Duff. We've had a few pretty close calls this run. Alright, so for right now, Donkey Duff, don't worry about that. I need you crafting. I need you getting those clothes made. Because right now, Doppelganger doesn't have warm enough clothes to get them through the winter. We've got tons of materials, I just need someone to actually make said clothes. How are you doing on your plants? We are slowly getting to that. Eventually we'll get to the point, because as you gain plant skill, you'll do this part faster. That's actually one thing that's going to help a lot, is now Donkey Duff having that extra 25% to their manipulation. That'll go a long ways for us to get that handled without basically having them live on that tree. Alright, so we're having Conrite harvest all this because there's a very good chance any day now the temperature's gonna get cold enough with this volcano winter to kill all the crops. Rescue of Mia. Not allowed to do it against the challenge rules. Okay, and if you want to plant it just for practice, that's fine. So we're going to close the inside door so that this stays warm in here. Why are you sleeping out there? You have a bed. Use your freaking bed. Here, I'll unassign it, reassign it. Go to... Why will you not go to your bed? I don't understand. Get your butt in here. It's a medical bed? No, it's not a medical bed. There you go. Let's see, so if we're fed up with Earth, and you want to go to a far-off planet to populate it, bring Mercury Squad. What we need is more shooty bang bang. Lots more shooty bang bang. Ooh, you actually cut some brick. Would you look at that? Is that enough to make some actual furniture after all this time? So furniture. School desk. Slate. Do it. Board. Slate. Boom. Oh, not that spot. More DACA? Oh yeah.
No, I don't do it as much nowadays. I used to always love doing like a very machine gun heavy start, which granted, most of the time the assault rifle is just going to outperform the machine gun. But when you have like 8 people rolling machine guns, all you got to do is get that first volley off, and the whole hallway's getting cleared. Kids with miniguns, we have done it. We've had colonies where they gave us a masterwork minigun. I'm like, all right, give it to Junior. Junior stands way in the back. Spins up that minigun well behind cover. Close enough you don't friendly fire, though, because holy hell. Trigger-happy minigun and a shooting specialist is great. Oh, yeah. Alright, so we can finally actually use the desk to our benefit and everything. Start getting some real furniture in this place. Go with minus 100% aim time. Yeah. Just pour the bullets. Alright, Donkey Duff is getting the clothing done. How are you doing on this, by the way? You're doing pretty good. We need to get the sashes and all that done. But we're doing pretty good on all that. What'll be nice is once we don't have to worry about the crop out there, it might be time we start carving out to make another room. Like, it'd be nice, like, right now, we need an actual dedicated researcher, which Doppelganger has... Yeah, Doppelganger has a point for passion and intellect. We just gotta wait till they're old enough to actually do it. So that'll be good. I mean, even for as much as we're struggling, we are in way better shape than when these two were still, like, toddlers and infants. Because Conright's basically handling our growing entirely now. And then, you know, butchering stuff here and there as able. Doppelganger's cleaning. You know, and the other two, we've been able to reduce the responsibilities, so they don't have to worry about it as much. Alright, so what we're going to go ahead and do is we are going to let Vortis... Vortis is going to be unleashed upon the animal kind once more. Even though it's foggy rain, so we're going to suck at hunting for a couple minutes. Donkey Duff is in labor. Alright, never mind that. Donkey Duff, it is time to baby. You... Oh, the bedroom's already clean. Never mind, I was going to tell you to clean the bedroom, but, like, you already done it. But if you reach a minus 150 aim time, do you gain time with shooting? The gun overlaps itself. Come on, Healthy. Healthy baby number 3. Cool beans. And the healthy baby is Citric Orange. Welcome to the colony. First thing we're going to do is we're going to change some priorities here. We're going to say, Mom is not going to worry about it. Everyone else is set to urgent. And the reason we're doing that is we want you to be fed on the baby food. Because that's just going to go way better for everything. Versus if it's Mom, it's just way more of a thing. Manhunter pack of 3 foxes. So let's have them all get inside and for right now just shut the door. And the reason for that is foggy rain is going to be a bad time to deal with for shooting small animals. And I got plenty of food in here, so we can just have them run around and do their stuff in here. Oh, we got our first fight. Who wins, Berry Maker Dryad or Red Fox? I'm going to say the Berry Maker Dryad.
It's not a clean fight, though. Oh, and we got a Woodmaker Dryad. Honestly, both of those are like even fights. They did both win, but not until they got pretty messed up. And we're learning a lesson about mining. To be fair, that's what Vortis knows, so it's not as grim as you'd think. It's just like Vortis like, I know construction and mining. That's what I know. And shooting stuff. Okay, so Dryads are going to literally wipe out all of them. So they did kill one of my Dryads. Alright, for one quick hot minute, pop the door again. Oh, never mind. The fox went down. Alright, so take care of the foxes and all that. I'll keep the door closed and all that. So we're going to patch up which ones didn't die. So we did... Oh, actually, no, you didn't die. You just went to sleep. So our Dryads are going to go and do the rest. It'd actually be pretty good if we... Honestly, with this whole weird pipeline here, this is not where we want this, because this will be a bad defensive position. Alright, Doppelgangers getting their shooting up, because they go outside, clean up stuff, and the moment an animal walks in here to eat my crops, we start blasting. That's fine. A little bit of medical practice and all that. Even if it doesn't make it, I'm not super worried about it. Okay. Yeah, so it's freezing outside now. So I'm pretty sure we got what we're going to get out of our crops, but that's okay. We do have about 1,300 food with the veggies. The downside is about 700 of it is rice, which doesn't take us very far, but the rest is potatoes, which is pretty decent. Alright, so schedule. We need to go back and put you back on having your plant cut. I still need to get... Oh, actually, we're no longer getting the warning that the clothes aren't warm enough, but we'll still want to get that resolved. Are you still set to go out there? Yeah, that's fine. We'll have you continue to decimate the local wildlife. Because this will keep the wood rolling in, because we're recovering that. We got down to a little under 200. Oh, right, and we also got a pretty decent number of berries. That's fine. Yeah, so food-wise, we should be in pretty good shape for the winter. We'll keep hunting and all that to make sure we're solid. And otherwise, we'll keep getting stuff built. Oh. Right, because hunting is a higher priority than construction. Actually, drop that down. Forgot it was set that high. Hold up. Oh, 1 second, Doppel. We got a Muffalo invasion happening. It is eating our food, and per our rules, it must die and become our food. You are what you eat, and in this particular case, what it ate was my food. More than likely, the Muffalo will be making their way down to us. Schedule set to Area 1. Wildlife. Receptive prisoner. To keep the prisoner for the entirety of the winter. So that'll be in our mouth to feed. For a little bit of standing, you can go take that and fly a kite. Buffalo just hungry. Colin is just hungrier. Yep. Yeah, so get that back up soon. You'll start producing more berries again soon. You are learning about cooking. Alright. So it'll be pretty good. So let's check. So you've probably got a little while yet to age up. Yes, you probably age up about the end of this season. Like the winter season. You age up like next summer. This coming summer, I should say. So not spring, not fall, but summer. And then you just got born like 2 seconds ago. You'll also be like late summer that you'll become a toddler. All right. One of the things we'll probably want to do at some point is I'm probably going to need to get ourselves a caravan or two, or like sorry, not caravan, a caravanning animal or two, just for the purposes of taking that big mountain of leather and all that we're building up in here, and probably taking a bunch of that to dump on one of our neighbors to befriend them. If we look at who we got around, being friends with them would be good. Being friends with them would be good. We should work on the... Well, actually, this one I'm less worried about. This one we probably want to, because late game, they'll start popping in with grenades and rocket launchers and all that stuff. And that'll get pretty rough to deal with. Right now, they're a source of weapons, as long as I can do so without getting myself killed. Yeah, so you're working on hauling and cleaning now, because there's not much else for you. How are you doing on your cooking skill? You're at 2. Well, I forgot we got you Industrious. Industrious is really nice. Hopefully later on you become something like a Crafter. Cook would still be fine with Industrious. Crafter would be nicer. Yeah, grabbing all the wildlife that we dealt with. Just good news the whole way down. Everyone is really happy. What stone do I have on my map? It's slate and something else.
Slate and marble. Alright, not the best, because, like, granite is way stronger, but marble's pretty solid. Because I'm not gonna have to worry about building too much in the way of walls. We'll probably use marble for just whatever we have spare, like floors or something like that. Like, right now we're just smoothing the floors. If we do end up just with an overabundance, I could use them for stuff. We could use the marble for, like, statues and decorations and that kind of garbage. Wouldn't be a bad use for it. Keep the slate for a lot of the furniture. It does break a little bit easier than marble. No, actually, I actually don't know where slate is between marble and that. I know slate's pretty terrible. You like slate for tiles? Yeah, for tile floors? Yeah. I can see that, like marble furniture, slate stuff. Right now, we're mostly finding slate. Honestly, I don't care, because we can paint most of it. If I ever have paint anywhere, I guess. Alright. I was surprised to see animals way over there, because you're not set to go anywhere right now. Oh, hey. Buffalo's over here again. Ah, the classic. When you have a baby in the colony, they're always being carried. There's always something they need. Oh, are you leaving now? Never mind. False alarm. I think it's just noping out. It can be hard to hunt them with a success when they are just on the run out, because they just won't stick around long enough to matter. Yeah, we'll unrestrict you. Because you'll go up there, kill the last deer or two, and that'll probably be the end of it. Conright's actually getting some crafting done. Got your set. I mean, yeah, you got priority 4 crafting. Making a kid parka. Actually, cancel that. Only reason I'm doing that is I would rather Conright go and do this. Cut brick for us. That means furniture. So we can start getting shelves in here and getting a table for them to eat at. Get some light in here so we don't take mood penalties when we're fighting there. Alright, so we're slowly getting that connection back up. They're giving us berries. The other thing to keep in mind is right now we're in a volcanic winter. That it did interrupt our last bit of growing season. We could have probably gotten one more full harvest, but that's okay. I think we got enough food that that's not going to be a problem. Okay, so the real question, do I plant another dryad tree? Well, I mean, I wouldn't be able to link another person. It'd either have to be one of my first two just juggling another tree, which sounds like a terrible idea. We probably don't. I mean, honestly, we probably eventually get rid of these two, but they are carrying us right now. Okay, we lost some of our meals, that's fine. I keep going back and forth when I want Vortis hunting or working on other things. Because I want research to happen. That only happens if Vortis isn't hunting. Because soon they'll all leave when there's no more crops. Or no more plants on the map because of going too far below freezing. Alright. So you're at growth tier 4. You're actually getting pretty good close to aging up. You got a while to age up and you got a while to age up. Yeah, so Conrad will age up here in a moment. I'm trying to remember what, because it's 13. I think that might be the last age up. I think 13. Yeah, it's 13's the last age up. At which point, then they can functionally do everything an adult can, so far as like work on stuff in the colony. Please stop starving yourself. We'll keep it like that. You aging up well is more important. I was thinking like trying to sneak enough meditation on the schedule so we could start getting psychic powers. Because this is the kind of run, I believe these all count as tribal. I always forget where you see here that it'll be like tribal, like it's not here. Oh, right, it's a whole thing that I don't think they count as tribal. Because, yeah, this just says child, and I believe it was like tribe child or whatever like that. Or tribal child or something like that. Because I remember, I thought it was a bug they fixed in 1.5 that you would have a family, there'd be a tribal group, and it would have a kid, and the kid would not be considered a tribal. Because I remember we had a plan to do a psychic run like that, where we were raising a family with psychic powers, that was tribal, and then when I found that, I was like, oh. And I think we found a mod to fix it at one point. Because I dev mode it once or twice to fix it, and I was like, alright, let's just get a mod to fix this. It was like a whole theme for a run, and I couldn't follow through with that. Alright, don't worry about hunting for a little while. We got another pretty big stack of meals. So kind of just slow burn bringing that stuff in. Oh, I think what's happened is because we have the Dryad here and the Dryad has its stuff and it has its grass, the Dryad stuff has overtaken it, so we're not getting progress on that. It's fine, it's whatever. Like, the psychic powers can be ridiculously strong, and it'd be worth having them. Because usually, well, those things also, if you get just like 1 or 2 people where they have to meditate on their own just to keep it recharged, their own recharging it will keep it up as well. But I think this Dryad tree would have to go for that to work. And right now, I think the Dryad tree is more important. I mean, the Dryad tree is more important. There's no thinking about it. It just is. Starving to death but having psychic powers versus not starving to death. You know. Maybe don't starve to death. I restrict you here, schedule, wildlife. You can hunt anything that comes down here, just don't go after it. Okay. So then what we probably want to do is start moving towards having bedrooms. We also want to make sure we're moving towards having food going in here. We can start planning that for a minute. So we can go and plan that we're going to clean this hallway out here. And how big... Yeah, that's how big a room can be before we have to have a column. I think it's 5 on each side. So we pop on down here, and it'll say... That's not all where it needs to be. Okay, let's change the way I'm doing this. Starvation, because we're probably cutting the tree and getting stuck on it. Okay, we're Oh, that's actually a pretty decent raid for what we've got offered. Alright, so this is going to be the first one. I'm probably just going to have to engage them inside our defensive box. And unfortunately, we are starving a bit. So eat that food real fast. Oh, they're just going to murder our dryads again. Well, that is what it is. Because you had what? You had a knife, a shotgun, and what else? So the revolver and the auto pistol are fine. What is your shooting skill in those two? Oh, it's legit. So you're terrible. You are actually a menace. You're a genie. Ooh, I mean, glad you're a genie. Yeah, so Vic here is dangerous. Kate here is a genie, so he'll go down easy, but if they get a hit on someone, that is... Intimate Assassin, I guess. 19 melee? If they get a hit on someone, someone's having a bad time. Luckily, the revolver person's a brawler with no shooting. So yeah, so it's Vic and Kate we gotta watch out for. So I'm gonna try to hang back here. Because again, I'm hoping they'll engage my dryads, and we can just pepper them with a bunch of shots on the roll-up, and then fall back in. Because if they jump on the dryads, we have a good chance of just tearing them up when they get there. They switched up the Xenotype production for that pawn. Yeah, no, Kate, they were like, you know what? You really need you to be working on all this. Like, no, I want to fight. Like, but that's not what you're good at. Like, you had a huge advantage in the other things. Like, no, I want to fight. All right, this is a little bit riskier than I want to go. So you all running a little bit closer. Okay, we got Kate down. So the melee monster is handled. I don't know why you died, but okay. So Vic is the one that is like, oh man, that is a really good shot. And Jeremy's taking forever to get here for some reason. Oh, because your legs are terrible. Our chat, well that was, I looked at them and they got, their right leg got hit and they died. Oh, they're genie. Yeah, so they got delicate wimp and all that. Alright, so we're probably gonna fall back. Because he's just shooting, I'm gonna have to run in to deal with him. And it'd be much better if we can get him to come to us. Alright, so. You actually are solid in melee as well. I was like, alright, maybe we'll run up and just pull him into melee. And it's like, you know, that's probably still the good idea. Alright. I'm not feeling great about any of this. So we're gonna actually have you two here. And you two there. We're gonna try to do that thing where he steps in the door and we just slam him with like 30 shots all at once. Stop burning my stuff. It's the wrong time of year. It's just gonna go right back out. Stop burning my stuff. Okay. So plan's straightforward. They step in here, and we put about 30 rounds into the lead one, and hopefully that takes care of it. And sorted. And just like that. Okay, so what we can do here is I don't still have a room for you to go to. We could close this door. Furniture, sleeping spot, prisoner. We'll capture you. Grab that auto pistol. Prioritize hauling that home. Grab that shotgun. Haul that home. So they did murder 2 of our dryads, so I can't keep this pawn. I'm trying to slowly fix our relations. So the plan here is to take them, patch them up, send them on their way. But probably convert them while we're waiting. Are you gonna finish? Okay. Because that'll give me 15 standings and all that. But first... Conversion ritual? Wait, are you already my ideology? What's going on here? Why can I not convert you? Oh, I can't use it on prisoners. That's fine. Go convert that prisoner just because you can. We'll just release them. It's fine. Because our social's terrible, I don't want to keep them around. 1, they're actually kind of a dangerous pawn. 2, it means I can't use my front defense. Anyways, what I was doing before all that kicked off is I was going down here and going, alright. So, 5. 5, so that's the center. Yeah, so that'll be our first mushroom grow chamber, whatever you want to call it. Alright. And so Vic will get out here. That'll give me 15 standing. We apparently got delivered a bunch of turkey meat, so that's cool. We'll have you heal because you're missing most of your body parts. Yep, so they did kill 2 of our dryads. That's fine. It's whatever. The dryads did their best. That is a thing that later on we'll have to get rid of the dryads just because it's going to cause issues when it comes to holding my stuff because they're just going to die again and again. Right now, it's fine. They are a good distraction. We'll definitely need to get rid of them in time. Yep.
And we are still doing solidly on food. We're actually going up on our veggies. So that's lovely. Yeah, we can get one more level, we'll get that. I wish it was a little easier to know how long you had left exactly, but it's fine. Oh, you're just grabbing the meat. So I've got the shotgun. I feel like for this one, Doppel can probably take the shotgun. Because we're looking at mostly close range once we start using this spot. We are going to want to focus on the shorter range, more damage, faster firing, that kind of thing. Like right now, the recurve bow being a masterwork is probably still my best bet for Vortis. But that auto pistol is a pretty good one to consider. 4.95. I think that auto pistol is probably better. Like a masterwork recurve bow would do a lot of good damage. I think it's looking at the melee damage. Yes, they're both 26. So you're 18 damage. 18 damage, 1.5 seconds-ish per shot. And you're 10 damage, but like, not quite a second. Like, so they're close, but I think he'll take the gun over it. Alright, so still cooking all these meals. We're getting a little bit low on our medicine, but that just is what it is. I just don't have the ability to do all the dryad stuff I want to do. We'll figure it out. That said, chat, I've already gone a little bit longer than I probably should have, but, you know, it's been going well and all that stuff. So, with that said, I will be back tomorrow. We'll see if I immediately jump into RimWorld or I do something else beforehand. But regardless of what we end up doing tomorrow, I do hope to see you all there. If you are watching on YouTube, the stream will be ending abruptly for you, so don't forget to subscribe and like and do all those things you got to do over there on YouTube. But thank you again so much for tuning in. For those over here on Twitch, don't go anywhere. What I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and change my scene to the ending stream scene and see who I can